Freak My Chicken Friday. Freak My Chicken Friday. What? Freak my what? Freak My Chicken. What does that mean?
You're listening to the politically incorrect Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night. Man, I don't approve of that.
Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night. What a bunch of bozos.
One, Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night.
I bet you say that to all the boys.
Frankly, I've pulled better out of my ass.
Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night. I love the show. I love to clean the studio when they do the show. I'm big fan. I love the show. You love the show too. You love my cleaning as well.
Keep it going full steam. Sweet to be, sour to nice to be. When on the top guy style, I'm not too keen. Trying to change the world, I'm a plotting scheme. Mario C likes to keep it clean.
Good morning. Good morning.
Voice of the common man. Voice of the common man. I am known to the British nation as Ian Tell It Like It Is Collins.
Freak My Chicken Friday with Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night on the new Talk Radio.
And the Beasties of the Night. The Beasties of the Night. We're going to change our name as a tribute to that, I think, Pete. What do you think?
It's such a cracking tune, isn't it?
Absolutely
I think it's the Beasties' best one ever.
You've got to go a long way to start, improving on that kind of malarkey.
Intergalactic planetary.
We're happy with it. Ooh. Ah. Now it fades and there it's gone. It's gone into the...
it's gone.
Disappeared. Boom.
Hello.
Kachunga, everybody. Welcome along, Ian Collins, voice of the common man. How you doing? Welcome along to my Hot Little Empire. Welcome as well, all the Crispy Boils fans listening to the show. Very, very welcome. Checking us out like for the first time ever in your life, thinking, so that's how it's done. That's
the way it all works.
That's the way it all works. I see where... See, it's all here.
Of course.
Ian Collins of the Creatures of the Night, voice of the common man. And that's also the name of our website as well, voiceofthecommonman.com. Voiceofthecommonman.com. Very pleased to welcome to the studio, being a Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Will you please give it up for Mr. Urban Eddie, everybody. Urban Eddie here in the studio.
Good morning. Hey, good to be here.
Absolutely right. And we've got... thank you, Andy. Because Andy the Beaver is here, everybody. Hey,
it's Andy. Take is nice.
Yeah, Andy the Beaver is there.
I'm Andy the Beaver.
How does he do that?
I don't know.
Very clever, Andy.
Yes.
And we just realised he's got a very strange habit.
Very worrying habit,
Like,
actually.
for the entire week, I've been sitting here, in fact, myself and Pete, been thinking, what's that smell?
Oh.
Like, what is that smell,
headache.
right? We've, really wondered what's going on with this smell. And I've been accusing folk of wearing perfume, and they've been looking at me like, I was some kind of idiot.
Some kind of homo.
Yes, yeah, and...
Some kind of pink homo.
Some sort of pink homo. And now we discover that what happens, like, 3 times a night, Andy goes to the gents and has a wash.
Yes.
It's a bit of OCD, I think.
With that pink soap they have.
It is. It is a bit of OCD. That's what's going on there. You got that? What's up? Have you got a disorder?
No.
Jack Nicholson?
Yeah.
Obsessive-compulsive disorder, where you can't...
Andy?
What?
Tell us. Have you got that disorder?
No.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Just go over there and turn that light switch on a second.
Go on,
just go over there and turn it on. Just that's it. Move over to the other side of the studio. Just turn the light switch on.
No hurry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 25 times he turned the light switch on. 25 times he's got obsessive-compulsive disorder.
And he started washing his hands afterwards.
Yeah.
Turn it back down there. Can you turn it back down there?
Back down now.
It's that pink soap.
He thinks he's part of an experiment here. He is.
There we go.
Is that all right? Thank you, Andy.
Fabulous. All right.
Thank you very much.
I don't believe in doggy style.
Fair enough. She's not here this week. She might be back next week.
Sexy Sarah Mulvey.
Sexy Sarah Mulvey.
Your member is everything.
Of course it is. We got so much stuff. And Urban Eddie has an urban myth special in just a few moments' time. In fact.
Ooh, this one is really saucy.
That's way darker than it was a second ago, by the way, guys.
Was it Andy? Turn it back up.
Just a little bit.
There you go.
That's all right. Then. It's a saucy one, Eddie.
Yeah, this one is quite lewd.
Quite lewd.
Lewd.
It's a lewd urban myth, but will it be true? Will it be true?
Well,
Urban Eddie, as mentioned in Front Magazine, tells lies.
He tells lies.
He tells lies. That's lifeless, isn't it?
That's I think it is actually. I think it probably is. So we got film themes out of breaks, TV themes. TV themes out of breaks.
Get it right.
We got Old Fart and Young and Smart.
Yeah,
coming
that's
up a bit later on.
Yeah.
Which you're going to love if you haven't heard it before. It's where we look for two people, somebody who's like 70 plus and somebody who's under the age of 23.
Superb little feature, I think.
That's right. We play Viaduct a bit later on as well.
Oh, that's great.
Which is a great little one that we've just kind of conjured up. And a whole bundle of stuff. Including a whole watch of these.
It's the free-for-all Friday. Cheesy Top 10.
It is the free-for-all Friday. Cheesy, in fact, it's the Freak My Chicken Friday Cheesy Top 10. We've got to change that thing.
Yeah.
A load of things here, and I'm going to sort of put them into a bit of a mishmash. Now, first of all, we're looking for the cheapest way to live. The cheapest way to live. There was a guy on telly the other day, I don't know what he was trying to work out. He was one of those guys that economises wherever he can, down to, what were some of the things he did? It was a real weird tale of saving money.
Did he get stuff out of skips and stuff like that?
Yeah, and he saved all the sugar out of, restaurants or cafes like loads and loads of that sort of stuff, He's doing big time on that. And he kind of made considerable savings. So we went with the cheapest way to live, like hot tips, but like the cheapest darn way to live.
What about living in an airport?
I'm sorry?
Living in an airport.
What are you, a goose? What's up with you, living in an airport?
It's a cheap way to live. You can get all the duty-free, and live on all the cheap stuff in the airport.
Cigarettes and beer.
Yeah.
Well, to take us through that process, living in an airport, where would you sleep?
They got those chairs there.
On a carton of 200 B&H or something?
I didn't really think that suggestion through at all.
You didn't? One iota?
No, I was just thinking of the duty-free.
You great big buffoon.
Sorry, skip that one.
I mean, and also the food in airports is notoriously expensive.
Is it?
Well, good, all those places are. They'll charge you like £3.
I tell you what, though, the cigarettes, unbelievable. A friend of mine went to America. God. Do you know how cheap it is?
What is the airport?
The duty-free on it.
Well,
works out so cheap. But no, I didn't realise it was that cheap.
Have you never experienced duty-free before?
Yeah, but not for a while, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
You're a clown, really, aren't you?
Sorry, yeah, I've already brought the whole show down over the last 1 minute, haven't I? I'm going to go away.
The cheapest way to live, like tips for the cheapest way to live. Like, did you know that if you do this, you will achieve this? Okay, but on top of that, what we're really looking for tonight, and this has been like in my head for ages, and I keep forgetting to mention it, we're trying to find somebody who's worked at Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
Like big time.
That'd be brilliant.
And serviced the Queen. Well, not literally. Not like,
New exhaust pipe,
physically.
missus.
But I want to, because I want to know all that business of, like, you never, because nobody will ever call, do they sign an official secrets thing or something? So you shall never talk about, in fact, I think they did, or some of them did after a certain incident where a secretary had sold a load of stories to a paper.
You get the odd butler coming out.
That's right.
Who's retired, who says the odd thing.
But like, does somebody stand outside the Queen's bedroom like all the time? And when the Queen comes out and fancies like going for a Jimmy Riddle, does she like say, what does she call him? She doesn't say, Kevin, take me to the bathroom. She doesn't say that, does she?
How does she address them?
Does she say? I think she says servant.
No, she doesn't.
I think they do. I've got a funny feeling they do. I think it's servant.
Get out of it, no way.
It's the royal family, what do you like?
They'll have like a little bell to ring.
Yeah, they'll have bell, the big bells on the string.
I was thinking it'd be a first name thing.
Not a chance. Not a chance. I know there's the Queen Mother, somebody once told me that it was a really hot day, and one of those guys with the hairy head was outside her house.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really hot, and she said he could take a break, and she called him Centurion. Centurion.
Is this Rome?
So there you go.
I don't know. I think it's a bit of just be an informal first name.
The Queen wouldn't say, she wouldn't say that. She wouldn't say that. I don't believe it. Dennis? I just can't believe that.
And so obviously they say...
Kev?
Obviously they say Your Majesty, yeah?
I think you have to say Your Majesty the first time, and then you have to say Ma'am after that.
So they have to keep bowing every time they
I would imagine so. And when they walk out the room, you can't turn your back on it.
What is that all about, eh?
Protocol, Pete. Protocol. Yeah, you give the tray and you've got to walk backwards to the door. Very good, Ma'am.
Oh,
very good. I think it's fabulous. Imagine getting rid of that. It's brilliant.
What?
History.
Stupid.
It's stupid. Well, Pete's academic comment on royal protocol. Well, I think it's stupid. Well, that's all right then. But I want to know people who've done this, like, and you know, served at these things. Because if you've got that gig, I think of the people you actually meet. Aside from, you know, the people you know they meet, like the presidents who turn up and the prime ministers that turn up, there's all those sort of private dinners where loads of other people turn up and do, you know. So somebody must have, you know, apparently Prince Charles has somebody who gets him dressed in the morning.
No,
really?
Apparently so, yeah.
How do they dress him? Your princeness.
Tit. That's it.
I can imagine they have servants like was that film Coming to America? When they're in
oh, what a great movie. Eddie Murphy at his best.
Yeah, I saw that on the plane going to America.
This is a brilliant film.
So I imagine they have, you know, your royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Yeah.
All of that.
Do you think so?
I mean, how does that happen? Does the Queen? I don't want to descend this into, but does the Queen do her own wiping?
The royal
Very
wiper.
good question.
The royal wiper. I bet you'd be surprised. I bet there's one of those. What?
No.
No what?
A hand does it.
How do you know?
Her own hand?
Yes.
How do you know?
I'm assuming.
Well, we'd all assume that in the short term.
No, they surely can't be a royal
then
wiper.
what's the
I think
next
it's a royal
step?
wiper.
Surely can't be.
What's the next? What do you get promoted to after that? Then I mean, that was probably going to be the last
You brush her teeth after that.
I bet she doesn't wash her own hands. I bet she has
Somebody actually washes. You know, how does all that work? What happens?
Maybe she'll call in.
I don't think so.
You're going to call for the Queen. It's the Queen.
Hello? Off with your head. Off with your head. Treason. Well, I know it is true that the palace will have this on tape tomorrow. That is true. Ask Banks and Ferrari about this.
Of course, yeah.
Anything mentioned, you know, they have that automatic taping system like you can get with magazines, so, you know, I mean, the Queen won't get to hear it, but they want to know what we're saying about her.
Yeah.
So we want, like, royal, you know, kind of royal things here. The servants who've been there, chefs, whatever. I mean, does she just, if she walks through the kitchen, does she say hello to anybody? Does she ignore them? Is it not, because she is quite an upholder of all the old traditions.
Yeah.
If you think about it, when she came in still on the back of all of that, you know,
I know.
all that sort of pomp and ceremony that had been knocking around at the time.
I mean, if she's really hungry in the middle of the night, would she go downstairs to the kitchen and make herself something to eat, or would she call someone up to get them?
Has she ever made a bacon sandwich?
No, never. But then again, neither's Eddie.
she's probably got.
True.
But not for the same reason.
No.
Can you imagine she had to like care for herself for a week? She probably couldn't do it, could she?
No, not a chance.
But
Not
she
a
doesn't know how
chance.
to cook. But she couldn't do beans on toast or anything.
No, she would never have done that.
I'm probably a better cook than the Queen.
You probably are. But then Thatcher, on the other hand, not quite royalty, but she used to, like, she'd make her own cheese sandwiches in the flat at night, above Downing Street.
Well, there's a bit of a difference between the Queen and Maggie, isn't there?
Yeah, but I mean, she doesn't have to do that. She refused to clean her and everything up there.
Did she?
Yeah, did it. Her and Dennis. It's the only place I've got in the entire world where nobody can go. So she just did it herself. Used to go home and used to make a cheese sandwich for her and Dennis and a glass of sherry.
Nice.
Yeah, well, fair play to the girl.
Yeah.
But the Queen, I mean, what's the score there? What happens there?
I'd like to know.
We need to know. Anybody ever worked at Buckingham Palace, like, in a significant role? I mean, I don't mean, you know, you hear of maintenance people who've often gone that way to fit a carpet or whatever, and I've heard those stories before as well. But actually, you know, work there as a bit of a servant number, some kind of kitchen assistant. You must see rows taking place.
Well, you must get to see it all.
You know, there's stuff you see.
That's That's right, like those bodyguards who they see a few things as well, don't they?
Yeah, the bodyguards, the people, and what kind of conversation, even if you only drive Tony Blair's car, you know, you're a copper, aren't you? You've got your little gun in your in your thing. But you must hear all the, you know, when he's on the mobile to the Queen or to Clinton or whatever.
Unbelievable. You get all the, yeah.
And the one thing that's never talked about is the meeting, the weekly meetings that the Prime Minister and the Queen have. They're always secret, no notes are taken, just two people there.
Yeah.
So like Major, Thatcher, the whole lot, they've always done it. They never discuss what happened at the meeting.
So
how freaky must that be that you go and see the Queen every week?
She's like your mate. Where you going? Oh, I'll see the Queen.
Yeah.
So obviously we were saying they obviously signed secrecy acts, but what would be the penalty then if they broke that? Do you think? I mean, is it?
Well, that's what, because we will respect people's anonymity on this. You see, we're not. If anybody's got a story on this, we ain't gonna. What we're gonna get is a lot of people that are gonna say, I don't know if this is true, much like Eddie does. They're gonna say, but a friend of mine used to work at the Palace.
Yeah, you would definitely not be breaking Section 2 of the Official Secrets Act by
right.
the show. Definitely not.
Is it Section 2?
I think it is Section 2, actually.
Have you ever signed it, Eddie?
Well, I couldn't possibly comment, could I?
That means
no,
yes.
I haven't. No, I haven't.
That means he has.
It has.
Yes means no, and no means yes.
Only the true Messiah would deny his truth.
Absolutely. 08700 40 50 60. If you were ever a royal worker, we don't mean a bee.
No.
A royal worker, get on the phone. We'd like to hear all about that. Oh, the book. My book. Confessions of a Late Night Radio Presenter.
Bet you won't read this.
Bet you won't, yeah, the little subheading, bet you won't read this, strictly for adults only and stuff. I was thinking, right, because there's a little bit of interest going around here, and now I'm wary. I've always been wary of kind of agents and stuff, because, like, they're bouncers, really. They're bouncers who take some of your money. And some publishers will undoubtedly be the same kind of thing, and we've experienced a little bit of this in a few meetings we've had. Now, so what we're thinking is like doing a self... publishing thing. Is that right? That's what we're doing, isn't it? Self-publishing.
Kind of,
But right, how do you get an ISBN number? I've got a funny feeling that's locked up in some kind of literary mafiosa kind of thing.
Well,
oh no, can't get one of them, son.
Well, loads of people publish their own books, though. Don't like do it independently, don't they?
Yeah, how do you get an ISBN number?
There must be a way. Because then we could do it all ourselves, put it out ourselves.
Well, that's what we're thinking.
Be in complete control, couldn't we?
Be in complete control, you see. That's what we're thinking of doing. Doing it that way.
We should do it.
But yeah, but then there's the publisher thing, you know, it kind of takes care of everything. They print it, they do it, they prove it, you know. So we'll decide anyway, but hopefully soon, the book will be there. Right, here's another little one. Oh, it's 08700, by the way, 40 50 60. That's the phone number. 08700 40 50 60. Did you ever work at Buckingham Palace? The cheapest way to live. ISBN numbers in books. Wig, toupee or transplant?
Hey, wig, toupee or
wig,
transplant?
toupee or transplant?
Toupee all the time, every time.
No.
So what's it? So toupee is that the piece?
Toupee's the piece, yeah.
Wig's the whole darn thing.
Toupee's nice and easy, looks good.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, but look at Jimmy White.
Oh, those, well, from what you've...
But that's what we were saying. What's he got?
He's got a transplant.
Yeah, I think so. He's got...
From what you've told...
plugs, he's got...
All the little plugs
from
in his
what you told me, those transplants are...
Yeah, a guy I knew had one of these things, and they're like, you know,
sure, it was
literally your hair ripped out on the back of your head.
Oh, they
literally.
Really?
Because it's done, it's like an apple core going into the back of your head to pull the root out. Now, that's all done under anaesthetic, so you don't feel it.
So what happens
but of course,
does that grow back then?
Yeah, that'll all grow back. Or they take it from underneath the hair, so it won't matter. No, it won't grow back where they rip it out, because they actually rip the whole root out, which is, you know, sort of that length. They rip the whole thing out with a little kind of bit of a jelly skinny thing on the bottom.
See, what I thought I did, I thought I took like a bit of sort of skin or something from your leg. If you had a hairy leg, put it on your head.
Where did you get that from?
I have no idea. Because
Excuse me, why have you got a testicle on your head? Oh, it's a bit of a hair transplant, actually, you know. I thought it looked quite good myself. Who's your doctor? Oh, it's a Mr. Hammerman, actually. He's said it'd look great.
You'd have blooming hairy legs, wouldn't you?
You would, wouldn't you?
I'd fill up a whole...
That's craziness. So anyway, yeah, apparently rip it out, right? So you have anaesthetic. You're right there, Andy. Cool. So you have anaesthetic. So you don't feel it when it's being done. But of course, the next day, whatever way you look at it, you've had your hair ripped out, so it's going to hurt. This guy said it absolutely killed him. But then they do the dot-to-dot thing on the head. But now, apparently, who was the guy who was on Wales Show about a year ago? Toupee Boy. And he said, like, you know, oh no, what they do with toupees now is unbelievable. Yeah, because they're permanently on. I mean, I don't think you take them off when you go to bed now.
Really?
Well, you wash them. Yeah, you wash them. You do everything with them.
I always assumed that they were real kind of, you know, put on special occasion things, you know.
So is it made out of real hair then? Is that actually
it's real hair, and apparently now they are. I mean, if you think about it, if they can't get that right, of all the things you can do, you can't get a hairpiece right. I'm sorry.
It's true.
You know, every actor in every film that ever, wore a hairpiece for their role, nobody looked at them and thought they had a wig on.
Yeah.
Look at Sean Connery.
Yeah.
You know, the Hunter Red October thing.
That's right.
You know, where he's got the big grey thing. It looks fantastic.
Oh, was that not real?
Strangely enough, no.
I thought, I didn't... Oh.
Ah, you see, that's there you go. That's the illusion.
Toupee's got to be the best option.
Toupee's got to be the best option, I think.
I think so.
Well, I don't know.
Those...
Toupee. Don't the hairs fall out? 'Cause you know your hair naturally
See, the idea of a complete wig is ludicrous.
Yeah, so I agree with that.
You might as well just go around with a hat on all the time.
Yeah.
But I think the toupee thing, the hair piece, as they call it.
What about those hair extension things? Because one of our flatmates wants to get that.
Now, they're pretty cool.
How do they work? How do they work?
They just tie in real hair, or it could be synthetic hair, into the around your own hair.
And how permanent is it?
I think they say about 6 months, and then you've got to have it taken out and changed again.
I think I'm.
But it's like a 5-hour process. Well, it depends on how much you have done, but it's a long old process.
Could be my dream come true.
What, for long hair?
To have long, blonde, surfy hair. What I've always wanted.
You could, if you had it done properly, had it done all over, it would look it looks the business.
What, so could I have hair like down to here?
Oh, yeah, easily, yeah. It'd probably cost you a few £100 though. But it'd be money well spent.
Might do it, you know.
Yeah, they might tell you to grow that a little bit so they've got something to hang on to.
No, I want to grow it. Ooh, that's quite...
You were going to actually come out of your curly phase, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, this is it. I'm going to grow.
But you said you hate your hair.
I do. I hate, but I've just owned up to the fact that I'm always going to have curly hair, and I'm going to just let it grow. So it's going to end up to be a great big blonde curly afro.
Well, that's exactly what it looked like. You look a bit like there'd be a bit of sort of McLaren-esque about you, won't there?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Big
yeah, look what everyone thought of him.
So I'm just going to go for it now. Seriously, I'm just going to grow. I'm going to cut it for 6 months.
Okay.
Just going to grow it. Grow.
Fair dues. Right.
But I might get those hair extension things. Actually.
Yeah, go for that. That's what you should do now. Keep it short and have the hair extensions. It'll look much better. So anybody ever worked at Buckingham Palace, cheapest way to live, publishing the book thing, wig, toupee or transplant. Everybody's going to be a Mormon. Everybody's going to be a Mormon. We're all changing to Mormonhood.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Christian and Jewish in the studio here, but we've all now decided that having watched the Salt Lake City footage, that we've all been misled.
God is with the Mormons.
God is in Salt Lake City, where he blasted the entire darn town. But the Mormon church, untouched.
Unbelievable.
Weird. Untouched. So they're going to make... they're going to make something out of that.
Miracle.
We have been blessed by the Lord. He took away our cars.
$10 to P.O. Box.
That's right. Oh, dear. So comments on that you want to make. And here's another one I'll throw in for the time being. There's a couple of others to go in here. Escaped animal from the zoo stories as well. If anybody ever fell in a lion den, we'd like to hear that story.
We'd like to know.
Urban Myth is coming up in just a second. But this one, guess what the person I went to school does now?
Oh, yeah.
Right, now, but not showbiz. We don't want famous people you went to school with in the conventional sense. So
We've been very show busy on Fridays lately.
That's right. They're easy done. Everybody can tell a story of somebody somewhere along the line. Well, it wasn't me, but my sister went to school. Loads of those. We're actually talking here about I don't know. It could be some kind of take Jamie Shea, the NATO spokesman during the war. The guy that always stood up and gave the speeches. Somebody somewhere must have been sat at home one day, reading the paper, looked up and said, because he was from Hackney, bloody hell, it's Jamie Shea.
Blimey, O'Reilly.
I don't believe it. Jamie Shea's a NATO spokesman. That must have happened.
He was in my chemistry class.
He was the one that dropped the Bunsen burner. That kind of stuff. Yeah. It must have been some of those. Or if you're watching the telly and you see an eminent doctor on the box, was that somebody and you couldn't believe it? Or whoever, but not showbiz, strictly not showbiz. Guess who I went to school with? Right. The way you get in contact with this show on any level, phone first of all, 08700 40 50 60. That's 08700 40 50 60. Give us a bell on that number. We'll get you on as soon as possible. If you've got a comment to make on any of the subjects we've mentioned, or if the remotest chance that you might just have thought, hey, I've got my own subject, I've got my own Freak My Chicken subject, bozos. Doubt it, but if you have, I'll be very, very happy to hear it, all right? Very, very happy. It's got to be kind of quirky and a bit off the wall because it's Freak My Chicken Friday. That's how it works. That's how it should work. Fine. 08700 40 50 60, right? 08700 40 50 60. Fax us 0541 59 69 79, 0541 59 69 79, or go to the website, which is voiceofthecommonman.com. voiceofthecommonman.com. You do need www. In there, by the way, is a messaging board, chat room. You can chat to people in the chat room while you listen to the show, photographs, bits and pieces, and over the next week or so, that is going to change to a website the likes of which you never saw in your life. All of that and more. It's all coming up, all right? voiceofthecommonman.com, 0541 59 69 79 on the faxes. Email address icollins@talk-radio.co.uk, or on the telephones with all of these subjects and anything else you want to say. That's the wig thing, wig toupee transplant, ever worked at Buckingham Palace, cheapest way to live, publishing a book, animals escaped from zoo story, Mormons, guess what person I went to school with, and anything else you want to say. 08700 40 50 60.
Conventional wisdom says that a bee can't fly. It says that cars built with safety in mind are no fun, and that performance cars are expensive. But the bee can fly, and you could drive a brand new Saab 9.3 from just £199 a month. The Saab 9.3 from £199 a month plus a deposit for business users only. For your nearest Saab dealer, call free on 0800 626 556.
Nice colour, good clarity. A cheeky little number. Yes, I'll take a box.
It's always best to try before you buy. So if you're looking for a prepaid phone, visit your local Vodafone store for pay-as-you-talk. Because, unlike some people, we'll happily give you a taste of all our handsets, so you can be sure you'll get the right phone and know how to get the most out of it. Buy direct from the #1 network at your local Vodafone store.
Chin chin.
Challenge conventional wisdom with a Saab 9.3. For your nearest Saab dealer, call free on 0800 626 556.
Now listen up, all you Creatures fans. We've gone absolutely nuts here at the New Talk Radio. We're giving away £1,000 to the lucky listener with the wackiest way of getting Talk Radio in the news. Keep listening to Ian, and he'll tell you how to join the craziest contest on earth. Only on the New Talk Radio, 1053, 1089 AM medium wave. Your station for sport, news, and views.
Showbiz rumour. I wouldn't normally divulge showbiz rumour, but last week, you may remember, we prayed that Crispy Boyles got genital warts. And I'm hearing a hot rumour. It's coming straight out of Broadcasting House, straight out of BBC Broadcasting House, that apparently Crispy has been seeking some medical attention for a private matter.
Hooray!
That's all we know. It's all we know. Okay, can't promise the warts, but it does seem kind of strange that the nation all prayed simultaneously for Crispy, fat old bloater, to get, genital warts, and he kind of now has a,
Hallelujah, it worked.
It worked. Thank you, Marie, for that. Let's just get over here to, don't go away, Cameron, with you in just a sec. This is Stephen in Sidcup. Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Ian.
Welcome.
You want to know how about publishing a book?
Yeah, it's the old ISBN thing that's the...
That's right.
Yeah.
All you have to do is you get 4 copies of your book, and you deposit one with the British Library, one with the Bodleian at Oxford. The British Library then sends you your ISBN number for your to put on your books. I think you have to deposit 2 more copies of your book elsewhere, but the main ones are the Bodleian and the British Library.
Oh, really?
Simple as that.
So it's not really a huge financial addition to the process?
I think it might be simply as simple as 4 manuscripts with just a cover on it. As long as one goes to the British Library and Bodleian, that's what matters. Otherwise, you'll be prosecuted. It has to be for copyright reasons and so forth. Everything has to go there. Also,
so a shop isn't allowed to stock one without the ISBN number?
I don't believe so. I think it's, although we don't have censorship anymore, I think it's simply for legal reasons of, so not censorship as such, but for taste, morality, and just the law is everything has to be registered because basically it's a business action.
Yeah.
Everything has to be registered at the British Library for future reference. If there's any questions, say, about censorship or libel and so forth, and just as and just as a legal practice. It's as simple as that. 4 copies, and you're off and running.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So what's going to be? So it's just going to be your confessions, is it? Simple as that.
Well, what we were thinking of is that there's kind of so much that sort of goes on at night that wouldn't go on any other show, if you know what I mean. I mean, if you were to do it on a daytime show, then I suppose it would have in common lots of daytime shows on lots of other radio stations. But considering Talk is the only national commercial speech station, and being on at this time of night, which has that sort of slightly weird feel about it, there's enough things that have gone on, even in, thick letters that people have written here and weird calls you've had, odd people turning up, and I'm sure there's a fun kind of book in there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, what they'll do is walk up the road to Euston with the British Library, just hand it over, and you go from there.
Brilliant.
But I've got a suggestion, maybe, I know it's a bit of a weird one, but for your shows, I was wondering, maybe an idea, some of your regular, or say more weird phoners who phone regularly, if once a week you had like a forum where you brought them on, people like Roger and Bristol for an hour, with you and them as like a forum group, and just have callers come phoning as usual about topics, but with likes of Roger and any others that are regular and...
yeah, I know you. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So if you can arrange sort of 5 phone calls on simultaneously.
So it's like a conference call where everybody sort of chips in.
So like question time, but with sort of question time from Bedlam, if you like.
Good point. Question time from Bedlam. I like it.
Yeah, give that a try.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thanks. Bye.
Cheers. 08700 40 50 60. That's our number here. So much going on. We've got Cameron coming on in a second. This is Betty in Chislehurst. Betty.
All right, Ian, I don't want to be disclosed. I used to work for Queen.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm retired now, like.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be because I've changed my name, but I just want kitchen stories.
Oh, so you were a cook?
Yeah, I was a cook there years. I've worked there years.
Really?
I've got varicose veins.
Have you?
No, what happened, right? She always used to nip down to the kitchen between 2 and 4 in the morning. She'd be a bit buried, but she'd ask for bacon sandwiches. I heard you mention it earlier. I mean, she'd get her KY jellies because it always kept cold in the fridge.
All right.
She kept it. But then she'd sit at a big table. We've got a big table in there. And while I made the sandwiches for her, and she'd
that's
have
good.
a pint of vodka.
Good stuff.
And lemonade, and she'd have a fag with me,
Of course she would, yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Betty,
say,
Betty, you're about as convincing as me.
And she used to say...
I know what you're going to say, and you haven't even got a chance to say it. 08700 40 50 60. That's a jester that rang up the other day, remember? And suddenly shouted something. Hey, she sounds about 16. How did you fall for that? I'm a retired cook at Buckingham Palace. I worked there 30 years. The Queen comes down for a bacon sandwich, a pint of vodka and a fag.
Are you going to let me defend? I thought she'd be a comedy call, and she was quite funny.
No, she wasn't, because she was about to go into one of those. And why don't you... Oh.
Well, you timed it well.
I did. It's nuts. So we want genuine people who, worked at the Palace, in whatever capacity. This is Cameron in Dundee. Cameron.
Yeah, good morning, Ian.
Good morning, sir.
Right, Ian, I haven't watched TV now for a few months, so what TV footage were you looking at regarding Salt Lake City?
Well, it was a whole story of this typhoon that went through the city last night, and it was the pictures of that, and it was terrible damage and death even, and injury and destruction, but the church, which sort of sticks out above the city, untouched.
Maybe a point springs to mind here, and maybe the devil looks after his own. The reason I rang you up when you mentioned Mormons, Ian, a couple of points. I can't tell you that a squad of detectives has been carrying out a detailed long-term investigation into paedophilia within the Mormon sect in Salt Lake City. They've had a few women blowing a whistle on them and their dirty deeds. And I don't know if you knew this, Ian, but the company which used to produce the gas chambers for death row in America was based in Salt Lake City, and that was a Mormon company.
Is that right?
Yep.
That's how I didn't know that.
Anyway, I'll leave you to that thought, Ian.
Cameron, thank you.
Nice to speak to you again.
And you too.
Bye.
Cheers, Cameron in Dundee with his point. 08700 40 50 60. So we got, here's the score. We got nobody worked at Buckingham Palace. We got nobody who can tell us the cheapest way to live. Stephen did very kindly give us the ISBN detail, which was very nice. Wig toupee or transplant, not a story on that at all. Animal escape from the zoo story. We've got we've got a sort of an escape from a circus story coming up, which is all right. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, I mean, if you woke up right in the night and you heard a noise, and all of a sudden there was something growling in your back garden, and you looked out and there was a lion there, they escaped from the zoo. If that happened, we have to hear about it. Also, details coming up of the £1,000 giveaway and box for a box in a second. First, we've got Urban Eddie, who's got apparently an urban myth. It's a little bit lewd. It's a turn off if you're easily offended. But this apparently is very, very interesting. It's Urban Eddie's lewd urban myth.
Yeah, this is the one.
Hang on.
Fabulous. Oh, great. That was slick, wasn't it? Thank you.
Right.
Eddie.
This is the
stage is yours,
myth
sir.
about Prince, 4-foot pop singer, the artist formerly known as.
Prince, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a Prince urban myth, everybody.
Prince urban myth.
Prince urban myth, that's good.
The urban myth goes that he got a piece of his hip removed so he could give oral pleasure to his fireman.
To his what?
His give himself oral pleasure to his
I thought you said his fireman.
Yeah, his little fireman. His Todger.
His fireman? I've never heard such an expression.
Fireman? It's a Cartman phrase. Cartman uses it.
Oh, was in my mouth then.
So, a piece of his bone removed.
Yeah, that's the story that he wanted to be able to do this feat. And apparently,
how would you do that?
I don't know. Apparently, 1 in every 1,000 men can do this naturally. Can reach.
Right. No,
Did I not explain
I
that
thought
very
he was
well?
going to use the bone.
No.
To give him oral pleasure. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? So you're saying that he got
a piece removed
so that he could dislocate himself accordingly.
Right.
In order to have a chew on his own. Yes.
Right. So the other.
I say fair play to him. Where's his doctor? Give me the number.
There is 1 in every 1,000 men. Can do this.
1 in every 1,000? Where did you get that statistic from?
So, I go back to the Ben Elton sketch when he said that he goes back to dogs being able to lick their own genitals.
Yes.
That if men could do this, that they'd never leave the house. And the reason why we haven't heard of these thousands of men out there is because they never ever leave the house.
So we don't know where they are.
No, but this is a great forum to
if blokes could do that to them, if you could do that,
you could.
Would you? Would you? I would.
Would you?
Oh, I'll be there straight away. I wouldn't stop. It'd be like thrice nightly. I wouldn't stop. Honestly, I'd think whoever needs a girlfriend again.
Well, I'd be.
I wouldn't
But not that I've tried it. I couldn't imagine even getting close. Blimey. Think of the aerobics of it.
Well, that's why
you need the piece of bone removed.
Yeah, his hip and then.
No, but I can't even imagine 1 in every.
That is the only problem. That even if you had even if there was a way of doing it, it would never be really that comfortable, would it? It wouldn't. There's only one way of doing it.
Depends what surgeon you had, I suppose.
Yeah, but you couldn't. You're kind of limited. Whatever way you look at it, you've got to lay on the floor and kick your own legs.
You said it was lewd, Eddie.
So there we go.
Oh, that's the word on the street. That's the urban myth.
That's the urban myth involving Little Prince.
Well, there you go.
And his fireman.
And his fireman. Which we were never familiar with before. 08700 40 50 60. Lines are open on all this stuff. Dear Ian, this is from the Fabulous Baker Boys, who say, sorry, it's a bit long. Blimey, it better be good, this. I thought I'd send this to you to tell everybody out there about my frightening experience I had the other night. I, Stevie boy, was driving home after a hard night's slog early on Tuesday morning. Anyway, driving along, I noticed that there were a couple of faint lights visible in my rear-view mirror. They seemed to be getting brighter by the second. Naturally, I was a bit concerned about this, but I drove on, applying a little more pressure with my right foot to the pedal. This sounds remarkably like a very well-known urban myth coming up here. If it involves a man and a murderer, and anyway, we'll see. The lights seemed to be getting even more brighter and appeared to follow me at a steady distance for about 100 yards. By this time, I was beginning to feel quite worried, when all of a sudden, there were more lights behind me, only this time they were strange, luminous blue colour. By this time, I was cacking myself big time and began to increase my speed even more. only to be met with a deafening howl from the object behind me. The lights began flashing. I was so scared I pulled up to a sudden stop in the side of the road and sat there motionless as I froze by some kind of force. Then it happened. I could see something emerging from the craft in my rearview mirror. I was paralyzed by fear. The being moved slowly towards my car and was joined by another creature which was dressed the same way as the first one, in strange kind of blue jumpsuit material with a funny kind of headgear. The first, being close to my window, tapped on the glass. I felt a strange urge to wind it down, and then I was face to face with this hideous creature which was looking at me with large, round, glass-like eyes. By now, I was out of my mind with fear and began hurling all manner of obscenities at my other worldly tormentors. "You won't take me alive, you alien bastards," I cried, and began to leap from my vehicle, taking down one of the creatures, which seemed to be surprised by my sudden act of aggression, the other being produced a metal rod. The other, should that say then produced, a metal rod which extended to about 2 feet, with which it struck me over the head. I felt dazed. They must have used some kind of ray on me. I stood there motionless, frozen to the spot with the creatures coming towards me. It was then that I felt a strange sharp pain in my groin. I went down like a ton of bricks and the darkness descended on me. I woke to find myself in a small grey room with a barred portal. They must have taken me on board their craft, I thought. I got to my feet and looked for some way to escape. It was then I realized I was not alone. I turned round and to my horror, about 6 blue-clad beings, the same as the other ones, were moving towards me. I felt long fingers pulling me down to a metal slab in the center of the room. I was stripped off and secured tightly by my wrists and feet, barely able to move. Then another being, larger than the rest, dressed in a white gown, came by my side. It had in its hands what could only be described as a long metal probe. The other creatures seemed greatly excited by this object, and they began emitting a low chatter. The large being then produced to insert this probe into me. The large, I could swear that the creature was enjoying this, and the other ones were by now leaping around the room. I was powerless to do anything but lay there and be violated. I tried to scream at the large being, as the large being gave one last almighty shove, and then I passed out. I was found later that day, dazed and naked by the side of the road. Looking back on my ordeal, I wonder if there is anyone else who's had a similar experience. Please, Ian, tell your listeners that they are out there, and tell them to watch out.
Well, there you go.
What the hell was that all about?
I thought there was going to be some comedy ending.
So did I. I thought it was going to be like, and that's the last time I ever get arrested by the British police again or something, you know?
Well,
I don't know where it was going to end, but there is no ending. It's like, I have no idea.
Great facts from Andy in Manchester.
What's
I'll
Andy
save
say?
it for you. You know the Indian bloke out of Corrie?
Yeah.
He's been sacked, it looks like.
I know.
He's gone. Oh, is that old news?
It's a little earlier on news, yeah.
I told you he was crap, didn't I?
Well, we knew he was crap.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
They obviously heard.
Yeah, well, exactly.
They heard Pete's advice. All right, so let's do a check here. Let's just do a check. Buckingham Palace stories, Pete.
We had Betty.
No, Buckingham Palace stories.
What about them?
How many?
Only Betty so far, and Betty wasn't...
No, that was not one. So none is the answer.
None.
Right, what's the cheapest way to live stories?
None of those either.
None. Okay. Wig, toupee or transplant stories?
None of those.
None of those. These are all top subjects.
I know.
Think yourself lucky. I'm going to be sat here with a copy of the Sunday Times in front of me, just reading out the subjects on the front. Animal escape from the zoo stories.
We've got a good one on its way.
Good one on its way.
Classic.
Okay, that's good. Guess what the person I went to school with does now?
None of those.
None of those. In fact, one guy, despite many protestations about don't make it showbiz stories, one guy phoned up with a showbiz story, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
I mean, everybody's got those, you know? It's like, you know, we want kind of unusual, quirky... They don't have to be well-known people.
Bit different.
You know, he's the chairman of, you know, whatever. Mormon's detail.
Got some of that.
Yeah?
Got some of that on its way.
Okay, that's good.
Got some of that on it. We've got some fat bird detail as well.
Fat bird detail coming up.
That's on its way.
From Nick.
Yeah.
Fabulous. It's all on its way. Blimey, we've got so much stuff, I don't know where to turn next. But not enough. Not enough, Muppets. 08700 40 50 60. By the way, the Jerky Boys are on their way. It's a Jerky Boys special this morning. Everybody loves the Jerky Boys. We'll do that. Box for a box detail if you haven't heard it. If you want to bell us up, it's 08700 40 50 60. Starting next week, couple of things on the show should be aware of. Brand new competition, Hobo or Homo. We'll play that some point next week on the programme. But tonight, it's back with, if you don't mind me saying, a little bit of a vengeance. It is Old Fart or Young and Smart. Where we look for somebody over 70 to go head-to-head with somebody under the age of 23. That's later on. Ambrose Heron is here with top film detail, all the new releases and the gossip as well. And he's tops on this, so stick around. Dave's in Exeter. How are you, Dave?
Yeah, hi, Ian.
Hello.
Yeah, fine.
Good.
Used to work for a circus, going back about 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
And a kangaroo escaped. Well-known circus, I won't name it.
Yeah.
Does a lot of work for one of the major stations. Kangaroo escaped into a nearby field, and we were all chasing around cars, push bikes, Land Rovers. Everyone was jumping. It was like something at a safari park. We were actually in...
How big was this thing?
Hythe in Kent. That's
I know Hythe, yeah.
Yeah.
How big was it, Dave?
It was about 4 years old.
Yeah. That's quite tall.
Yeah, it was quite big. It was actually... we just finished doing a promotion with an ex-Radio 1 DJ who went in boxing with it.
Oh, yeah, who was that?
In Tony Blackburn.
Oh, Tony, yeah.
From Radio 1.
Fabulous.
And he finished, and at the end of the thing, when we were taking it back to its transporter, it decided to suddenly take a run and jump, and off it went.
Oh, my God.
And it took us about 3 hours to catch it.
Because don't like being caught, do they?
No, we also had a horse. We also had a horse that escaped in Bournemouth.
Oh, yeah.
That got from...
Yeah, but horses are quite boring, aren't they?
Oh, this was a Palomino stallion.
That's worth a fortune.
Yeah, it escaped, and it got from Bournemouth out on the outskirts, actually to the town centre before it got caught. It was very frightening. It was funny now. I mean, as I say, it's going back a few years, but...
So how did you catch the kangaroo then, Dave?
Somebody actually did get and jump onto it, but the number of people that missed it when they jumped to catch it.
Because it could do you damage, couldn't it, your kangaroo?
It can do you some damage.
Well, it could do you a lot of damage.
It do you a lot of damage with the tail as well.
Break your bits.
Forget the paws, the front paws.
Tail, feet, oh, blimey.
Yeah.
Dave, thank you very much.
Okay.
Nice to talk to you. 08700 40 50 60. So much happening. By the way, the Right Reverend Alan Blizzard and his band, The Myths, have released a new couple of tracks, and we're going to give you some of that tonight. But the first one is going to be Voice of the Common Man, is it not?
Yeah, Voice of the Common Man.
Voice of the Common Man.
There's four and all, but that's the main one.
The Voice of the Common Man coming up
from the Reverend.
From the Right Reverend. Hang on in there, Jamie. It's like, what's going off with these subjects? I want to know what's happening with these subjects. Nobody listening to this show at the moment has ever worked at Buckingham Palace. Nobody listening to this show at the moment has ever got a experience of an escaped animal. Nobody listening to this show at the moment has got an experience with a wig, a toupee, or a transplant. Nobody listening to this show at the moment can tell us the cheapest way to live. Nobody listening to this show at the moment can tell us about a person they went to school with who achieved a very, very high-profile position. Or a big position. And that's scandalous.
I'll tell you what, it's not good.
But
it's not good, mate.
Do we care?
Bam!
You're not human, we say.
No.
We don't care. That's all.
No.
Now, let me tell you about the things I've got. The things I've got here, the ones that's on my list.
What things have you got?
Plenty.
Good.
So that's all on our list. So if you want any of that, if you want a little bit of that. So, that's the other question. So how do I then get my book on Amazon.com?
I should imagine that's quite easy. Or do you need to have sold a certain amount of copies before you...
Yeah, you see, that's the thing.
You get onto Amazon.
Maybe somebody knows that one as well. 08700 40 50 60. So give us a shout, all of this and whatever else you want to say.
1999, a year of great sport on the new Talk Radio, and what a first half.
And you will find out that 1053, 1089, don't forget, and don't touch that dial, is going to be something exciting and provocative.
15, even a draw. The decision is even a draw. Both champions retain their belt.
It's robbery in Madison Square Garden.
And a chance to score! Manchester United has scored!
The second half begins. 1999 on the new Talk Radio, your station for sports, news and views.
Sesame Street. Hello. Let's go to Jamie, who's in Leyland. Jamie.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, what do you got for us?
I want to talk about the Mormons.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know what, to begin with, what they are. What is a Mormon? I mean, what do they believe in and things like that?
I don't think anybody knows.
Because, I mean, I live near...
It's like the Church of the Latter-day Saints.
Well, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's the Mormons.
It's just, I'm not religious. I don't really know anything about any kind of religion, but near to where I live, in a place called Chorley, they've kind of set up a settlement, and they've built a big church, big white church with it's meant to be a solid gold angel on the top of it, and you can see it from miles around, this angel.
Is that right?
Yeah, solid gold or something.
Blimey.
And you can see it from the M6 and all this.
Oh, yeah.
And they've bought up all the land around the church. I don't know if this is all true. I mean, this is just...
Could be true, because, it's like religions like to buy land.
Yeah, well... They bought
up the land.
They bought up all the land around, and they've kind of moved all these Mormons in.
Yeah.
And half of them seem to be American. And then when they first set up, they had an open day where they were allowed to show you into the church, and they showed you around and what they got up to. And then after that day, they sealed it, and nobody was ever allowed
Nobody
to go
ever
in
went
there.
back in there?
Yeah. I mean, what's all that about?
It's scary, that's what.
Yeah, and occasionally I'll be walking around town, and you see them coming towards you. They're kind of really well-dressed, really immaculately, hairstyles and all this. American guys, and they'll come up to you and they'll say, "Hi, we're from the Church of Jesus Christ," and then they'll sit you down, wherever you are, even if it's on the street or...
They don't care.
No. Well, this is the thing. I mean, I don't know what they are or where they come from, but they just kind of appeared.
That's right. They're always very polite, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give them that. They're very polite, and but this is the thing. I mean.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jamie. 08700 40 50 60. Yeah, if anybody's interested. Not really. Okay. 08700 40 50 60. Now, if you've emailed or faxed and it hasn't been read out so far, then I will do it. Because we've got the Reverend Alan Blizzard's new song coming up. We've also got the Jerky Boys coming up in just a second. In fact, we're going to go from the song into the Jerky Boys. Is that right, Pete? We're going to go from one to the other?
That's very correct.
Bit of a segue?
Yeah.
Bit of a seg?
Bit of a nice prod.
Nobody worked at Buckingham Palace. These people are not allowed to speak, you see. Not allowed to speak, that's what's happening. Cheapest way to live, we've got some of that detail coming up. Book detail. Yeah, how do you get on Amazon.com with the book? That's the other thing. Animal Escape from the Zoo. Or anywhere, and wound up, in your garden, whatever. But first, here's the Reverend Alan Blizzard and his new song, which is called, and the Jerky Boys will be right after this. His new song is called Voice of the Common Man.
I'm just the voice of the common man, and I'm doing the best I can to make you understand the fire of the medium wave. And anything you want to say, I'll talk about it. Anything you want to hear, I'll talk about it. Tell it like it is. When you're me, I
boy.
Hello?
Hey, what's up there, fruitcake? I'm looking for paint work.
Who's this?
This is Mike.
Mike who?
Mike the rookie. You got paint work for me or what?
Oh.
Well, it says here in the ad that you need paint work and you got paint work and all that shit. What do we got there?
Oh, they made a mistake in that ad.
Oh, yeah? Well, you don't got no work for me.
Oh, you don't understand it. See what it says on the situations wanted?
Yeah.
They made a mistake. A lot of people been calling me for it. I'm looking for work.
Hey, I know what it's like.
You paint in the union?
I don't go with that union shit, you know what I mean? I paint everything. I paint my car, paint everything.
You like me, I'm looking for work myself,
I just did some job on my car. Beautiful. I used a roller there, the paintbrush came out beautiful.
Oh, yeah?
I'm good. So you got no paint for me, huh?
I'm not working myself. I'm looking for work.
What about taping?
Nothing.
Yeah, huh?
I'm sorry,
Yeah, I hear you, fruitcake. You gotta help me out, though, if you could.
I would.
You couldn't help me, though, huh?
No, I'm not working myself.
Oh, I paint my toenails, everything. Paint the walls. I'm silly. I love it. They call me Rubberneck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, what do you say we get together and paint each other up?
Yeah, forget about it.
Hey, we're good like that, right? Paint the town, night on the town, right, Mike? What do you say, Bill?
Give me a number.
All right. You ready, Chief?
Yeah. Are you in the city?
Yeah. 5785.
What part of the city you live?
Down in the village area there.
Oh, you're way downtown.
Yeah, oh, shush. Way downtown, fruitcake. Look, any help you can give me, I appreciate it.
Yes, I will.
Okay, Sizzle Chest?
What's your name?
My name is Mike. Okay? I appreciate it.
Okay, something comes along.
Hey, God bless us all, huh? God bless you, babe.
Okay,
Wish you luck in the future. Say your prayer.
Thank you.
Okay, see you later, fruitcake.
Okay, bye.
On the hour, every hour, from the Sky News Centre. This is Talk Radio News.
AIDS tests for mothers, diplomats to help free Britons, and Henman victory in Cincinnati. Good morning, it's 3 o'clock. I'm Ricky Salmon. All pregnant women are to be offered an HIV test to cut the number of babies infected with AIDS. The tests are to be recommended to women as part of their routine antenatal screening. The government insists the tests will be voluntary. Campaigners say proposals to close the 2 hospitals near Heathrow and Gatwick make a mockery of the airport's disaster plans. The A&E and intensive care units at Crawley and Ashford hospitals could be merged with other sites, but the health authorities involved say the closures would have minimal impact. 4 British aid workers taken hostage in Liberia have been moved by their captors. They're among 6 Westerners seized by an armed gang. The British aid agency Merlin says they've been moved closer to the border with Guinea. Foreign Office Minister Geoffrey Hoon hopes they'll be returned safely.
There has been contact. We know roughly where these people are, and at the moment I would say that there is a chance that they can be released safely. But equally, they are not yet free, and until they are free, I don't want to say too much more at this stage.
Tesco's has decided not to import a consignment of German pork to try to help British farmers. The supermarket chain was about to buy a shipment of organic pork, but decided against it. They deny it's a tit-for-tat move over Germany's refusal to lift the ban on British beef. Tim Henman through to the quarterfinals of the ATP Tour event in Cincinnati. The British #1 powered through in straight sets against Nicholas Kafer. He'll now face Evgeny Kafelnikov. Henman's happy with his return to form.
Yeah, it was very satisfying. It was going to be a tough match coming into playing Kiefer, and if anything, I felt like I was the underdog on recent form. He's played really well, making the semis in Montreal, but I was very satisfied with the way I played.
And staff at the London and York dungeons are hoping to prove there's nothing unlucky about Friday the 13th. Staff and visitors will be walking under ladders, opening umbrellas and smashing mirrors. From the Sky News Centre, this is Talk Radio News.
Well, in terms of the weather, we're looking at a fairly kind of mild night, apart from the areas where it isn't. And it's important we point those out now, particularly the northern areas of Scotland, where you could expect a very wet night. In fact, heavy rain taking place in a lot of areas there, completely north of Scotland. Rest of the country, it's going to be the odd scatter in a shower, the odd bit of drizzle knocking around, some mist on coastal areas all around the UK early on, eventually clearing. Nighttime temperatures, though, averaging at a ridiculous, to be quite frank, 10 Celsius, which is something like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. In fact, it is.
This is Talk Radio. Across the UK on 1053 and 1089 AM, medium wave. With Ian Collins. This Collins. And the creatures of the night.
Every night that I was driving round in my car, I was scanning every airway for a radio star. But all I found were voices with the same repertoire till I stumbled on a show that was so dissimilar. Ian Collins, Ian Collins, Ian Collins, Ian
So I can't understand it, right? I was like, I don't get it. And now I've got half a face. I don't get it.
You people are loony. You people have lost it. Hit him hard. Go on, smack him one. Put him on his back. Put him on his back. Go on, that's what I want to see. However, my books take second place when it is late at night and I'm feeling raunchy because I wind up listening to Ian Collins and Pete. Bracket, how about a threesome? I bet you're as rough as old boots, Angela.
You're unbelievable.
I've slept with 3-page 2 models, which is slightly different.
I envy it.
Well, with all respect, I think you're the biggest arse I've spoken to, so goodbye. Hello.
What's your name, Ian?
Yes.
Are you really that stupid to think that you could get into a ring with Mike Tyson?
You silly boy.
No, you're the silly boy.
You are such a fool. If I was next to you, I'd rip your head off.
Come on.
You're unbelievable.
Ian Collins and the creatures of the night.
Look, Jerky, I don't need to talk to you.
Brace yourself.
Brace yourself, everybody. My radio family. How you doing? Welcome along to the Voice of the Common Man. I'm Ian Collins, the voice of the common man. Beware of plagiarists. They are everywhere. They are big, they're fat, they're greasy, and they're probably gay. But the fact is, they're everywhere. All over the place. There's lawyers working on this thing. Hello, Dave.
Hello, mate.
How's the M3?
Well, it's actually the M5 I'm on, but it's close.
What's it like? Anyway, which way are you going, south or north?
I'm heading north. I'm heading up north now.
Oh, you haven't been to see the eclipse, have you?
No, mate, no.
All right.
I'm driving for... I'm a trucker.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
You keep us awake at night, mate. Great show.
Good
great
stuff.
Show. Listen, I've got a cheap way of living.
Yeah.
Well, I drive for a big supermarket, so I get a brand new lorry with a bed in, central heating, TalkRadio, and as much food and drink as I want in the back.
That's fantastic. That's fine. How does that work with it? Because they seal it all up, don't they? They seal your back doors and stuff.
Yeah, they do. But, I mean, I'm sure I can come to a deal with one of the security men.
Absolutely. You know, what's a packet of hamburgers between mates?
And a second point,
Yeah.
did you know that Mr. Stobart's a Mormon?
He's not.
He is.
Is he really?
They're named after women, yes.
I didn't know that.
That's a bit worrying, isn't it?
So I did not know that.
Yeah, he was actually set up. He was financed by the Mormons in America.
Good God.
Yeah, very worrying, isn't it, really?
Well, they all wear ties, you see. Still do, don't they?
They do, yeah. Well, so do we, though. We have
do you?
Yeah, and we have to wear a little smiley badge now.
If you work...
We've been Americanised. We have to wear a little smiley badge all the while.
Hi, my name's Dave. Pleased to meet you. I'll tell you what I saw yesterday. This sounds really stupid. It's a totally irrelevant, uninteresting point. But I'd never... You know, like you see Tesco's lorries, Sainsbury's lorry, whatever.
Yeah.
I had never seen a Woolworths lorry until yesterday.
No?
Never seen one.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it is all contracted out. I mean,
So you just get a plain lorry kind of thing?
Well, no, it's not that so much, but it's all like Wincanton and people like that who actually just put in. I mean, we actually work for the company itself. I drive for Asda itself, so...
I've got you, right.
We're supported by the company, so it's a bit better for us to give us a better lifestyle.
And, of course, you've just been taken over by a big American outfit, haven't you? So...
That's right. That's why we've got the smiley badge all the while.
Oh, right. Oh, they've started already.
Yeah, we have to get used to them. Have a nice day. You're missing already.
Oh, you got to do all that.
Yeah, no swearing at the customers.
No,
And
definitely.
Nice and polite on the road.
Definitely.
And, we're trying to drive a lot at night now to get a lot of the, obviously a lot of the trucks off the road in the day. But, I mean, at the moment, there's over 3,500 drivers on the road at any one time delivering to the stores. So, but we all listen to you.
Good stuff.
Great show, mate.
Dave, thank you for that.
Thanks very much.
See you later. Ta-da. 08700 40 50 60. Right, we're about to talk to Nick. A lot of calls coming in saying, on your messaging board, right, there's a message in there from Crispy Boyles. Did he write it? No, I can categorically tell you he didn't. In the same way as there's messages on there from me, there's messages on there from Pop-Up Pete, the Sultan of Brunei, and Bill Clinton. None of them did. They're called radio anoraks, professional radio anoraks, who kind of glean a certain amount of info and think that it sounds, good. But it's always 1,000 miles off the mark. Nick, how you doing?
Hello. Hello, Ian.
We got you in the end.
Oh, nice one, mate. Cheers.
Fabulous. What do you got for us?
A fat bird.
Yeah.
You've got to go for it.
Really?
You've got to go for it. I had the same experience with yourself, but mine was a fat bird and yours was Chinese.
Yeah.
So I was on holiday in Ibiza with some lads.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes met. Gorgeous face, beautiful legs. The middle bit was gone. It was big.
Yes.
But, and it wasn't a case of drink. She was so flexible for big.
She was red hot in the sack.
Red hot. So I really think you ought to go for it, mate.
You think so? Yeah.
Really, really do. One more thing. You're on about famous people, not famous people that you went to school with, but people that have
achieved something different, yeah.
Achieved something different. A girl called Sam opened a pervy magazine at work.
Oh, yeah?
There she was, centre page. Birds from Reading.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you went to school with her?
About 3 years after we left school. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, and she was centre page.
Good God. Was she always a bit tasty at school?
She was nice at school, yeah. Yeah, always a little bit untouchable at school, to be honest.
Often the way.
And, how it is, all the lads have a few magazines in there.
Yeah.
Opened one up, recent one. There she was.
A mate of mine, when we were about 15, he had this part-time job, cleaning lorries, and he opened up one of those Reader's Wives one, and his boss's missus was in there, which was fabulous. And you've never seen anything so grotesque in all your life.
Oh, no, this wasn't gross, no.
Oh, no, this is... I mean, you're talking about a tasty-looking person there, but...
yeah, well, she was fair play, yeah.
Fair play, yeah.
Yeah, she was good 8 out of 10.
Good stuff, Nick.
But, nice to speak to you, mate. Oh, box for a box, by the way.
Yeah.
How's it going?
We think we've got somebody who's a kind of a model stroke, model, basically.
Any chance of the junior nurse from the other night?
She was gorgeous. She sounded it, didn't she?
She sounded it. I don't care what she looked like, she sounded it.
In fact, junior doctor, no less.
Oh, junior doctor, that's right.
Yeah,
sorry.
Blimey. Too clever for us, Nick.
Yeah. My missus reckons that you ought to do one with a male.
Yeah, well, we may well do that. I'll do that when I'm on holiday.
Yeah, nice one.
Cheers, Nick.
Okay. Yeah, take
See
care.
you later. Ta up 08700 40 50 60. Don't go away, Tim is in Nottingham. So many things coming through. Hello, is that Ray? Yeah, I thought it was Ray. Even just by the look of the facts. Contact with the British Library, brilliant. 5, yeah, okay. Books, brilliant. Lovely, Ray, that's fantastic. Look forward to that as well. Hey, everyone's wondering what we're talking about now. Thank you to Max and the cartoon. Here's a picture of Crispy Boyles, also known as the Poop Merchant Lard Butt. The Beastie Boys' best tune has to be Do It. Would you agree with that, Pete? No, because we played the best tune earlier.
Yeah, I think Intergalactic Planetary is better than that.
Yeah. Which is, of course, a Pete take of the Carpenters.
Yeah.
What was their song called? Oh, it doesn't matter. If you read this out, please do it in about 1 hour. Well, I don't know when it arrived, so...
That's about right.
That's about right.
About right.
Pete, I'm also plagued with curly hair. But when I was young, I'm now 24, I thought exactly the same thing as you. I now have big wavy hair. Rest assured, the curls gradually get straighter. Although I do have a kind of a semi-afro.
Great.
At times. But then afros are great. There you go.
I think an afro would look better in the colour of hair that I've got it now, kind of beach blonde, than it would do if I had, like, horrible browny mousy hair, though, don't you
think? But you'd look like somebody on the telly, and I can't think who it is. That bloke that... I don't know if you remember this. The bloke that played Oliver was a guy called Mark Lester in the film Oliver. And he went on to become something like a chiropodist or a... not a chiropodist. What's those alternative...
Homeopath.
I think it was that.
Yeah. Really?
Something like that, anyway. And, you know, did his films, you know, did quite a few films and then just sort of went on to that. It's a bit weird. And I think he's got that sort of blonde, curly hair. I think you're holding... So the afro thing is, you know, black guys look great with an afro.
They do, yeah.
White guys look ridiculous with an afro.
It's like white guys with dreads as well.
Well, absolutely. White guys with dreads just look filthy.
Yeah.
It's like, when you wash your hair, you dirty tyke.
That's what they are.
All I ever wanted...
It's the white man trying to be black again.
All I ever wanted in life...
Limmy.
All I ever wanted in life...
This fact, bin it. Go on.
I'm not a bother.
All you ever wanted in life was curly hair.
Was to have hair look like Kurt Cobain. That's all I ever wanted.
That's all I ever wanted. What do you want to have hair look like Kurt Cobain for?
You know, that kind of long blondie hair. To look great.
I've never wanted to look like somebody else. I've never had an idol I've looked to and thought, that's what I want to look like.
Well, just the hair of Kurt Cobain. The swagger of Sid Vicious.
As it is now, you mean, or then?
Don't be crude.
Sid Vicious. All Pete's icons are dead.
Yeah, the hair of
Who do you
Kurt
want to look
Cobain.
like? Kurt Cobain and Sid Vicious. Now, what do they have in common?
Well,
quite a lot. In a funny kind of way.
Definitely.
Anyway, Alan says, good evening, one and all. You want to know about people who have worked for the royal households? Oh, this sounds good. This sounds promising on the email.
Oh?
Sounds promising on the email, this. My father was a painter and decorator at Holyrood House, the Queen's Scottish residence in Edinburgh.
Oh.
Lovely. One day he was painting a pole inside a marquee in time for the garden party. While doing this, he was attacked by a corgi. He turned round and told it to... off. Unfortunately, the Queen was standing a couple of feet away. All she said was they have a habit of doing that and walked away. He should have said, yeah, I have a habit of saying that as well, and walked away. He's told me that they do have a kitchen in their private apartments, complete with a cooker, fridge, and in the evenings they retire to their apartments, and they are not to be disturbed until a certain time of the morning.
Oh.
Hey, Alan, you're a star. That's the most information we've had so far.
Yeah.
Love it. Mark Russell says, hello, I was surprised that you have chosen Intergalactic to be the theme song of today. You see?
Why is that then?
Well, he says, I feel it's a totally underrated... Oh, he thinks it's an underrated song. Oh, he's surprised. He's glad surprised.
That's nice.
So what I propose is that I become your resident Beastie Boys expert. So if you want any questions answered or songs obtained, I'm your man. Currently, I've got 5 Beastie Boys albums. Which is the 5 years, yeah.
I've got 3.
I also recommend you check out the following songs: Sounds of Silence, Shake Your Rump, 5-Piece Chicken Dinner, Fight for Your Right, Paul Revere, Brass Monkey, Sabotage Route Down, Get It Together, Pass the Mic, Finger Licking Good, and it goes on.
Beastie Boys were actually like a really, they went for a really heavy punk spell. They released a really heavy... That album I was telling you about, in fact, heavy punk, like 7 songs, 12-minute album,
That's
7
right,
songs.
yeah.
It was great, great album, really good.
Enjoyed it?
Really good, yeah.
A lot.
And then there was Check Your Head, of course, and their latest one, Hello Nasty, which is all right.
Fab.
So there you go, there's your Beastie Boys detail.
Mark is 16, also known as the Intergalactic Beastie Boy.
Lovely.
Which we're always glad to get. Could you send me a signed photo of Ian and the team? And other Talk Radio goodies, please. You have to send us a stamped addressed envelope. Johnny Rag? Rag. That's Rag, isn't it? Johnny Rag. You got to, otherwise I have to start, you think we've got secretaries here to do this kind of malarkey.
It's blooming me.
It's not, it's Pete. And Pete's got better things to do with his right hand.
Loads better.
Nick in Ormskirk says, hello, I trust you're all in high spirits and feeling full of that funky Friday feeling. We are. Reference Left-Handers Day, as mentioned in the 2 a.m. news report. Surely there is room for some humour here. Man goes to the doctor complaining of terrible arse pain. What sort of language is this? The doctor asks him to undress and get on the table. Somewhat sheepishly, the embarrassed man removes his trousers and pants and mounts the table, proceeds to place his rear end in the air. The doctor spends 30 seconds internally examining the patient and then says, get dressed. What's the problem, the worried patient asks. It would appear that you have a small piece of lettuce lodged in your posterior. Oh, God, is that serious? Asked the startled and increasingly anxious patient. I don't think so, replies the doctor. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Boom, boom. That's all right. I used to live with Crispy Ball's producer in Stoke-on-Trent. Ah, is that Comedy Div? No, that's the other one, isn't it? It says Nick. We got strange stories on all of these people, and now they're trying to say they've got stories on people here, which is weird. Right, we'll do more of that in a second. Don't go away. Ian, Al is there. Tim, Harry as well. 08700 40 50 60. Lines are open.
Right now, while you're listening to this, your perfect match could be calling into the Talk Radio Matchmaker, so you should call too. Since it's brought to you by Talk Radio, it's just like letting your best friend get you a date. It's free to enroll and completely confidential. Almost instantly, our MatchLink software matches you with people who are at least 95% compatible with you. So call 0808 100 1089. The Talk Radio Matchmaker. It's the perfect way to find your perfect match. 0808 100 1089.
Introducing all the way from Australia, Sunraysia's Bram Presser and his grandma Ruby.
Granny, what happens to all the pits from the prunes that go into Sunraysia prune juice?
Well, Bram, I'll tell you, but you have to keep it a secret.
Okay, Granny.
Each night, just before midnight, the prune pit plucker magically appears in Sunraysia prune land and picks the pits, leaving behind a pile of plump prunes for Sunraysia to put in their prune juice.
But what about the pits?
The prune pit plucker takes them away because at his home he has a gigantic pile of pits, the fabled prune pit peak.
So you're saying that the prune pit plucker plucks the pits from the premium plump prunes Sunraysia pick to produce their premium prune juice and paddles the piles of pits to the prune palace on Prune Pit Peak?
Precisely.
Sunraysia's prune juice is always bottled in glass to maintain its quality and freshness. Sunraysia is now available at selected Safeway stores.
At the new Talk Radio, we believe in free speech. And we want to hear what you think about sport news and views on the new Talk Radio. Call the boss with your thoughts on 0171 637 1205. There's a great prize up for grabs every month on the Listener Line draw, so don't forget to leave your contact details. The new Talk Radio on 1053 and 1089 AM medium wave. Listening to you.
The most effectual top cat, whose intellectual close friends get to call him DC, providing its with dignity.
You're listening to the politically incorrect Ian Collins and the Creatures of the Night. Man, I don't approve of that.
He's a championship, he's the most tip-top top cat.
I don't believe it. I got Pete again trying to tell me that Scream is a good film. What a bozo, what a clown.
Great film.
It's not a great film.
People walked out of the studio, what the heck are you talking about? It was one of the biggest horror films ever made.
Biggest horror films ever made? What are you talking about?
It was one of the best, one of the biggest ever made.
One of the biggest horror films ever made was Scream? I don't think so.
Of course it was.
Well, more than The Exorcist,
one of the biggest. Yeah, one of the biggest.
I reckon we can get 20 horror films that are bigger than Scream.
It's up there in the top 5.
It's not up there in the top 5. Scream. It was a lightweight,
it was like the biggest smash last year.
Biggest smash. It was about 4 years old for a start.
Well, whatever. One of the biggest smashes of the year.
It was not one of the biggest films of the year. Not at all.
Of course it was.
Not at all. Surprised if it made any money.
It's like saying Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
It was only like number 1 for like about 3 months or something.
It was not. It was never a big film.
It was massive.
It was not massive. You're imagining this.
You had memorabilia out with it all and all their mask things in the shops.
Well, show me a film where you don't get a bit of memorabilia.
Believe me, it was number 1 for
memorabilia for Sooty's Magic Adventures, for God's sake.
Great movie, Scream. Wes Craven's best.
Good film. You're talking about. That's the only, I was supposed to say, it's the only film I've ever been to where people walked out, like, you know, in their droves. It was like, what the hell
so
is
you said
this?
Scream wasn't a popular film, didn't make a lot of money and wasn't a popular film. It was massive.
Yeah, but no, I totally, yeah, I think every film that comes out tends to kind of have the tag of being massive.
Well, that hung around for a long time then. More than your usual film.
It was kind of there and gone, really.
But you know what's really annoying in that film, where, you know, the Henry...
the ending was just such a great... It was a great opening scene.
The ending was terrible.
It was a brilliant the final scene.
How can you enjoy that mockery of, like, that parody of
that was
horror?
the whole point of it.
Yeah, but why is that funny? That's not even funny. It's like, oh, great, I've stabbed him in the head, I've cut his head off, removed his testes, I've kneecapped him, I've broken his back, and he comes back again. Then we set him on fire and he came back. What's the cleverness in that?
It was just really well done, I thought.
And the Fonz got killed as well.
They're all, yeah, that's true.
Which was awful.
They're all really well done in terms of makeup. But, like, in terms of...
Well, it was acted well, everything. It was really good.
Well, very disappointed, actually.
That scene where they're all kind of like, where the pillow gets cut up, and it's just really just great.
Oh, God, it was... I never sat there and thought, what the hell is this?
Scream 2, now that was a disappointment.
That was, yes.
Thanks, Andy.
The thing is with Scream is that you're not actually aware that it's a parody till about, what, halfway through or something.
Yeah.
Then you start to think, hang on. Because the opening scene is superb.
It is. Yeah.
It's just a brilliant, brilliant opening scene, and you think...
The bit with the popcorn and...
lovely.
Drew looking sexy.
Drew looking absolutely gorgeous, and you think, you know, for the first time we've got one of these kind of Halloween-y type films that... As you know, they've tried to make loads since the 80s.
Okay, so if you don't like Scream, you must absolutely blooming hate Halloween, right? Please tell me you absolutely detest Halloween, because otherwise your argument just falls on its head.
Why?
Well, because Halloween is just that, isn't it, basically? Michael Myers coming back again and again and again and blooming again.
Well, not in the first one.
There's nothing to it. Well, yes, it is, really.
Well, he came back, he was just there in the start in the first one.
Yeah, well, and then he just keeps on chasing Jamie Lee Curtis for about an hour.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, that's what horror movies are, aren't they, really?
But that's not what Scream is supposed to be.
What is Scream supposed to be, then?
It's supposed to be a P-take of horror.
And that's what it
movies.
was, and it was a good one.
But it wasn't a good one. Because it was so blatant. There was nothing clever about it. It wasn't subtle.
It wasn't supposed to be. It was supposed to be funny. And it was.
But I don't know where... Did you laugh out loud watching Scream? You can't have done.
Yeah, there were really funny bits in it.
And I can't believe that. I'm disappointed.
Well, sorry.
It's like... Halloween was a good film at its time. I don't put Halloween down as a classic. Halloween has, again, got those scary moments.
But if you're saying it's just all, oh, he comes back again and he comes back... That happens in, like, every horror movie. Friday the 13th.
No, that's not the same... They're not coming back in the same way. We're not talking about making a remake. I'm talking about people, you know, within the one film having all this, you know, like it's a one gag thing with Scream. You know, yes, okay, it's taking the mickey. Lots of people go to a house. You know, they're all friends together.
It was just the whole Brat Pack thing. It was just.
That was it. I mean, the gag it's one dimension. It's a one gag thing, and they dragged it out for like an hour.
Summed up an era, that film.
For what purpose? I mean, were you going to see it to have eras summed up?
Yeah.
Or to be entertained? What do you mean, yeah? I think I'll go and see Scream. I think they're going to sum up some eras tonight. It's a fabulous movie. Never seen an era summed up like it. It's beautiful. Yeah, it is a P-take, and it's meant to be a P-take, but I just thought it was very good. Actually, what Scream could have been is actually a damn good horror film. Had it stuck to the plot of number one.
What about that bit when the headmaster gets killed?
Can't remember it now.
Oh, it's just there's so many good scenes in it, and it's really well acted. They're all good. That Randy bloke, he was great.
That dreadful reporter from Friends.
Oh, Courtney.
It's horrendous. The acting was like, Are you serious? Did you really get on the screen and do that? It's like, your trouble is you're 19, right? And your standards are obviously been lowered.
No.
What do you mean, no? Yeah, it is.
It's a good movie.
Because you look at stuff and think, you know, because you've been weaned onto a new diet of what is quality.
It's a good movie. It's a good, I would say, I'm trying to think of a horror movie that I'd put above it. An out-and-out horror movie that would put it, because it's more than just a horror movie, isn't it? It's a...
Well, it's not a horror movie.
Well, but it would be put in that genre, wouldn't it?
No, I think it'd be put in horror comedy.
Yeah.
The horror, very tenuously.
It's great.
If it had just carried on as it started...
I mean, Halloween, now that's a silly film.
Well, it wasn't a silly film at the time that it was made. I mean, at the time that it was made, you were still dealing with a lot of stuff like, you know, people say Jaws is a silly film now, but Jaws was, you know, absolutely... You know, people vomited in cinema.
I'm not talking about Halloween being silly because it's not scary, you know, it's because it's dated. It was just silly in its story and stuff. You know, I mean, an hour of that, hour out of the hour and a half was just her running around the house in the street being chased by this stupid bloke.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, you can take it into a deeper level if you wanted to analyse it, but I'm not suggesting, again, that Halloween necessarily...
And you could take Scream deeper as well.
Oh, I don't think you can. I think that's the point. I think it was written for buffoons to say, oh, yes, what they're trying to do there now is like to... Yes, there's a parody of this and a parody of that. It was just like, well, we can see that. We haven't even got to think about this. It's just obvious. It's just like... There was another dreadful film. Was it called House? I'm sure it was called House. And then there was a House 2. I think it was House. Load of old rot. Tommy Rot, I tell you.
Was that?
Tommy Ross.
Well, I don't know about any house, but Scream was good.
Psycho. That's a horror film.
That's probably that would be the movie that I put above Scream.
But the ending is...
Silence of the Lambs is a horror film.
Yeah. Well, it's more psychological, isn't it?
Psychological thriller, yeah, agree.
And
That's the only film I ever saw that I had to drive home afterwards.
But didn't you laugh at the end of Psycho? Wasn't it just the funniest ending of a proper horror film?
I suppose it is when you think about, you know, this bloke coming out dressed as a... Yeah.
Doing all this business. And
I never found it funny. I found it quite harrowing, actually.
Yeah, but when you look at it in today's...
Yeah.
It's like the same as the Exorcist argument. You see the Exorcist and you look at it now and it's almost laughable.
Oh, when I first saw that, I mean, I built it up so much.
Yeah.
You can't help it, and I didn't find it particularly...
Yeah. But again, I didn't see... When I saw The Exorcist the first time, maybe that was still 10 years after it came out or whatever, I still didn't think it was quite as horrific as it was. I mean, it was still horrific if you think about it. The trouble is now is that you have so many other things, and you know, the fact is, we open up the papers every day and we see, you know, a bunch of school kids who are killed in Colorado, who are killed, you know, in Dunblane, who are, you know, murders, whatever. So, you know, the idea of a possessed child isn't particularly...
Sure, yeah.
You know, odd anymore. Not that there's, you know, never been murders before, or even when The Exorcist was made, but it was kind of, I don't know, it's difficult to sort of appreciate it. But when you think about the psychological side of a kid being overtaken, yeah, it's quite scary, but you are dealing with, you know, sort of 1970s effects of head spinning and... Anyway, Ambrose is here later.
He is.
I'm surprised he's not here now, actually. He's normally that keen.
Film bod.
He's on the phone, isn't he, tonight?
Is he on the phone? I think he is, actually.
He is on the phone. I do apologise.
I just spoke to him.
He's probably sat there at home thinking, oh my God, I'm supposed to be in.
Panicking.
Yeah. No, he's in next week, I think. Next week? Yeah, he's in next week. He's on the phone today. Anyway, later on, it's Ambrose Heron here with Film Detail. This, however, is Tim, who's in Nottingham.
Hi, Ian.
Tim, hello, sir. Yeah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I was going to talk about cheap ways to live, except for the fact you've just run a huge phone book bill up for me. I've been waiting about half an hour, actually. Yeah, cheap ways to live. I know they probably don't have a very good reputation, but there's quite a few charity shops here in Nottingham, and you can, like, go to the Salvation Army and get pairs of jeans for $1.50 and all kinds of things like that.
Yes.
It's quite good. The other thing is I save on toothpaste and toothbrushes, etc., because I ain't got any teeth.
You have no teeth?
I have no teeth.
Okay, you never thought of, like, purchasing some, or...?
Well, it was quite funny, actually. I had this Iranian dentist.
Oh, yeah.
And he took all my teeth out in one go for the last 18 anyway.
What did he do that for?
Oh, they just had this eating disorder, and all the acid from your stomach, when you bring all your food back up, it ate away the teeth. Ate away my teeth, so...
he didn't take them out without your permission, then?
Oh, no.
I see. The way you said that, I thought you, like, woke up and discovered your teeth had gone.
No, I had my last 18 out in one go.
Which would have been a dental tragedy.
It would have indeed,
So you have no teeth now. You're thinking of purchasing some false ones?
Well, I'm supposed to have some, actually, but they sort of rattle a bit. You start speaking and then sort of rattling your mouth.
Perhaps they don't fit.
They don't.
Yeah,
but,
you should get another fitting on that thing.
Yeah. Anyway, your box-to-box thing.
Yes.
You said that there might be problems in people actually getting them developed.
Yeah.
Well, I thought about that. Why don't you get one of these instant Polaroid cameras, and people can just send in the film, and then of course you send back the photos all complete. You know.
It's possible. Well, it just means it's... Because obviously when we come to do it, we'll only have a certain period of time. It means we've got to load up films and... yeah, I mean, you're right, that would solve a certain amount...
because they come in cartridges, and you just ram it into the base of the Polaroid, and then, you know, Bob's your uncle. Each one has 10 photos in it, so everyone gets the same number of photos.
You might have just solved the problem.
And it's dead cheap. They're only about...
And I suppose you know, even if we got some of the pictures mixed up, as long as people get 10 photos back...
That's right, yeah. And of course, Polaroid camera is only about 10 quid, you know, for one of these cinematics or whatever.
Very good point. In fact, Tim, I think you might have solved the problem there.
Get one from Argos?
I'll go down there tomorrow.
Very good.
Thank you, Tim.
Right. By the way, can I beg some goodies? A goodie bag or something?
What have you done?
I haven't done anything.
Oh, you can't have one then?
Oh, that's not fair. I call on the radio. Ah, yes, you cost me about £2 because I'll be waiting you on my mobile.
That's cost it's cost you 93p.
No, it hasn't. I'm on the mobile, and I get charged at the mobile rate, not at your cheap rate.
My
fault, I know.
should have told us you were on a mobile.
Yeah, I should, shouldn't I?
We'd have phoned you back even.
Really? Oh,
Possibly.
I remember that.
If we're in a good mood.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers, Tim.
Okay.
See ya. 08700 40 50 60. Can I have a goodie bag? What for? Nothing. What, hang on, made of bags? Made of bags? 08700 40 50 60. Box for a box detail is on its way. Don't go away. Ian, this is Harry in Belfast. Harry.
Ian.
Morning.
How are you? The problem with publishing, you want to go to the organ grinder rather than the monkey. The people who actually allocate the ISB numbers are J. Whittaker and the Son.
Oh, yeah.
Now, they publish Whittaker's Almanac and the Bookseller magazine.
Uh-huh.
So get a copy. I think the address was Diet Street or somewhere in London.
Oh, yeah.
They'd actually give you your own personal number, and when the book's published, they'll list it in their new books, the back of the magazine every week.
Whether you're self-published or not?
Yep, doesn't matter. No conspiracy. No mafia conspiracy.
Oh, that's good.
Just send them all the details of your sort of the author, what name is being published under, the title and so forth, and they'll supply you with the number directly.
Of course, what you don't get with self-publishing is the...
distribution.
Is the distribution, of course.
That's the problem.
Which is why I was asking about I don't know if you're aware on the internet, there's this website, this Amazon...
No, I'm a Luddite.
Sorry?
I'm a Luddite.
I don't believe it for 1 minute.
Yeah. Now, on Amazon.com is the US end of things.
That's right, yeah.
You want Amazon.co.uk.
That's right, which I do use to buy books from.
Right, it pays are very cheap, and I'm another book nut as well.
Yeah, apparently it's the world's biggest bookstore now.
But they can't make money.
How does it work?
Well, it mustn't work for them.
Unless they have a really, really generous deal where they get something silly like 50% of the book.
I don't know.
Which I can't imagine.
There seemed to be, there's a big row about this book was done in the States about the committee, about sort of dirty tricks over here in Ulster.
Oh, yeah.
And you can buy it through Amazon.com, but the book's banned in the UK.
Really? So you can't get it under
So if you go to, if you go to Amazon.co.uk, they were supplying it for a while, and then they were caught on. They're going to be sort of sued out of court and so forth.
Right.
But you get it from the States, but not from Sly.
That's crazy.
So explain that.
Hey, it's Lady Chatterley's Love all over again.
Another conspiracy. Anyway, all the best with the book.
Harry, thank you very much.
Tell us get the details on the radio when it comes out.
Definitely.
All the best.
Thank you, Harry. Cheers. Bye-bye. 08700 40 50 60. The trouble is here, you see, is that, if you, I don't think there's a significant problem with getting a publisher for it. The trouble is, and that's based on, well, a couple of things, is there's not generally, when we're talking about a book that would come under the umbrella of, what category would it be in? It was sort of like leisure comedy thing. You get stacks of those sort of, books of heroic failures, 50 ways that to get revenge on your lover, those sort of comedy / leisure things. So I'm guessing it would come under that category, and it costs some diddly squid to print one of these things out. And the fact that you sort of got the radio thing is often an assistance to these people. And in fact, I know it's an assistance to these people because of the little kind of very, very basic discussions we've had on this. But what you do get is the fact that these people are going to send it out everywhere for you in promotional terms. Hopefully, they're going to distribute it. It'll go in wherever they want it to go. If you do it yourself, of course, you've got to pay for it yourself. Calvin, can I have... Oh, okay, sorry. Just thought I'd ask. I had to pay for it myself, you see. But it would be... There's so much material to go in this thing based on... In fact, let's do some stuff here. What should go in the book? Let's get some detail. What should go in the book? There's the obvious things. We'll definitely have some letters. Because I've kept back some of the quirkiest darn letters I've had from people that defy belief. I'm quite serious. I'm talking about people who have the vote. Who write these things, all right, defy belief. And so that'll go in there. Regular caller detail will go in there. Strange experiences will go in there. Because remember, this is not a reference book about Talk Radio as a company or a concept, well, perhaps slightly as a concept, but certainly not as it's not an insight, behind the scenes of Talk Radio 1053, 1089 AM. This is about this show. It's about 4.5 years on the country's only nighttime national talk show. This ain't going on anywhere on a national basis. So the gist of it is that the kind of characters, the people, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, 08700 40 50 60. So it should be, the big boss is keen for it to be done. I know that much, but he ain't going to pay for it. He's going to, he'll back it in terms of, to a certain degree. But he can't pay for the whole thing to be done, because that's not the deal that's going here. But that detracted from my copyright, for goodness sake. 08700 40 50 60. So look out for that. Lines are open. Right. Okay, we're going to pause just for a second, then we return.
Right now, while you're listening to this, your perfect match could be calling into the Talk Radio matchmaker, so you should call too. Since it's brought to you by Talk Radio, it's just like letting your best friend get you a date. It's free to enroll and completely confidential. Almost instantly, our MatchLink software matches you with people who are at least 95% compatible with you. So call 0808 100 1089. The Talk Radio matchmaker. It's the perfect way to find your perfect match. 0808 100 1089.
Introducing all the way from Australia, Sunraysia's Bram Presser and his grandma Ruby.
Granny, what happens to all the pits from the prunes that go into Sunraysia prune juice?
Well, Bram, I'll tell you, but you have to keep it a secret.
Okay, Granny.
Each night, just before midnight, the prune pit plucker magically appears in Sunraysia Prune Land and picks the pits, leaving behind a pile of plump prunes for Sunraysia to put in their prune juice.
But what about the pits?
The prune pit plucker takes them away because at his home he has a gigantic pile of pits, the fabled prune pit peak.
So you're saying that the prune pit plucker plucks the pits from the premium plump prunes Sunraysia pick to produce their premium prune juice and paddles the piles of pits to the prune palace on Prune Pit Peak?
Precisely.
Sunraysia's prune juice is always bottled in glass to maintain its quality and freshness. Sunraysia is now available at selected Safeway stores.
While other stations were bringing you the 320 from Plumpton, the new Talk Radio brought you this.
And it's 2-1 now to Charlton. Barnsley back in the game through Darren Barnard with a stunning goal.
The Hammers putting Spurs under the cosh here in the opening stages. Gianfranco Zola, trademark free kick, curled in from 20 yards.
Football First brings you all the goals, all the time, with expert analysis and reports from all the Premiership matches. Football First is your first choice for football. Every Saturday afternoon from 2, only on the new Talk Radio, your station for sports news and views.
Yogi Bear is smarter than the average bear. Yogi Bear is always in the ranger's hair.
Freak My Chicken Friday. Freak My Chicken Friday. What? Freak my what? Freak My Chicken. What does that mean?
Hey, yes. This is Ian. Hello, Ian.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning. I'm very on to talk about George IV.
George IV, the 10-year king.
Yeah, but I heard you talking about films just now.
Yes.
And I've been thinking, I don't know what your favourite film of all time is. I'll tell you what mine is. Barbarella.
Barbarella?
Have you seen that?
Jane Fonda.
That's the one, yeah. 1968.
No, I know she looked spectacular in it.
Oh, I mean, that's kind of putting it mildly.
Yeah, she is. I mean, to this day, one of my most one of my favourite actresses in that respect.
Oh yeah, and my second favourite film is Schindler's List, Ian. And I hear, I don't know whether you've heard, Ian, but Steven Spielberg, I hear, is planning a prequel to that called Schindler's Notebook. Have you heard?
No, I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. So what was your favourite film of all time?
I don't absolutely know, really. There's a few that I like a lot. I am very, very keen on things like Midnight Express and also One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah. Oh, Midnight Express. I mean, it's a very, very brutal film. I mean,
very.
I'm in Turkey, and after seeing that, I decided sticking together that kind of stuff. I really would.
Yes, I also had I have a very great interest in natural-born killers. Some would say unhealthy.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, I never want to see that. I mean, quite seriously, it sounds dreadful.
It should be taught in schools instead of Shakespeare.
Oh, no, come on.
Oh, yes.
But then, anyway, but I tell you that, I've got some, What Wonderful World, that's my third favourite film, Dave Stewart.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I mean, it's all that Christmas and Angel, Clarence the Angel.
Yes.
And all that, and...
God, you're quite boring tonight, Ian, aren't you?
And then number 4, I'd have to tell you, Catch Us If You Can. Do you remember that Dave Clark film from the 1960s?
Dave who?
Dave Clark 5.
Oh, yes.
They made a film called Catch Us If You Can in the 60s. That's my 4th favourite film of all time.
Is it?
Yeah. Those are wonderful, that is. And then Prodigy Girl, Lawrence of Arabia, that's 5 and 6.
Fabulous.
What's 7? Oh, I don't know. I think probably A Hard Day's Night after that.
Hard Day's Night.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Get You Jack,
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
I see. Just set it off. I'm sorry. He just set it off. I have witnesses. I didn't do anything. Brian says, Ian, please could you fax back to me the address of where I can get the photos? What photos? It's not about photos. What, you mean talk radio photos? Of presenters? Or is he talking about box for a box?
Box for a box he's talking about. He's talking about box for a box.
We haven't got any photos.
We haven't done it yet.
We haven't even done it yet. What do you like, Bri?
What you like, man?
Brian Rowe. This is really no way to go. Who's sending me smutty magazines?
Who?
Darren.
What, Extreme Videos?
We are going to make you an offer of a lifetime.
With Strap-on Sally?
Yes. Der Donker. What does that mean?
What's that one all about?
I don't. You speak German. Ugly orgies.
Ugly orgies. The spotty teenager. Have you seen that one?
Is there a spotty teenager?
Yeah.
Hang on. The strongest close-up action video ever made, featuring nothing but hideously ugly men having sex with stunning teenage cuties. The guys aged 20, 24, 28, 36 and 40 give and receive O from 3 girls aged 18 and 19.
Well, it's legal.
How does that... I'm sorry, how does that happen? How do the girls do this? Where's the other one? Strap-on Sally. There's the Strap-on Sally. Strap-on Here it is. Strap-on lesbos at their best. Tattooed and pierced chicks like it in the bathroom.
Fantastic.
Lots of action through including rear action, shaving, and lots of group activity. If you want hard explicit scenes with good close-ups, then get this one. It's Strap-on Sally. Or you could have the spotty teenager. A pretty but very spotty teenage girl who is really shy and timid. She will go with any guy who asks as a confidence booster. Of course, every married man from 30 to 60 wants a go.
Oh, yeah.
During the course of the video, Sharon drops her panties for 27 different men, including threesomes, groups, rears, vibrator, and bondage.
Well,
this is correct, right? I can bet your life what's going on here, right? This chick will look, all right, obviously what they're trying to do is they're trying to play out of a fantasy of the schoolgirl thing. And, so the old men will look at it and think, oh, yeah, because she's spotty, that means she's a schoolgirl. I bet you this girl looks about minimum of 30 when you see her.
And is actually quite normal,
30-year-old or average-looking chick. Or what they'll do, they'll give her fake spots and a ponytail. And they'll say, oh, that does it. That makes it look like it. And they'll put her a satchel on her back,
Yeah.
And that'll be it. What else have we got here? Unnatural entry.
Ooh.
I don't think I want to read that one.
No, I don't think you should.
Dear Donker.
What's that all about?
Dr. West works in a clinic specialising in women's problems. That's disgusting. How can anybody make a film of that? Hot stuff. Unmentionable sex. English discipline. Mature picnic. That lady guys. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thai lady guys.
Oh, God.
I sound like Mike Dickin there for a second.
Oh, God. Bizarre domination. Full strength. Very, very bizarre and very, very rare. We cannot say too much here, but the cover says quite a bit. This is a video made by the renowned Hollywood Perversion Film Company, and it's an absolute must.
Bloody hell!
Yeah, that's what I thought. Body piercing extreme.
Body piercing.
Oh, yeah.
All those videos. Have you seen the top of it? Read the top of it. There must be blooming cheap, short videos. Look what the offer is.
You've already read into this, haven't you? You are going to make me the offer of a lifetime. You want to build up your collection?
Roger, where are you, mate?
Today, we have cornered a taboo subject. Today, you're getting a bargain. Only 10 quid.
That can't be right for all of those.
Well, each, I would think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, please send me the 29 videos. I enclose my £10.
For a tenner?
No way.
Seriously?
That must be about 5 minutes long.
No, but that girl goes with 27 different men. That must take a good 10 minutes.
29 videos for a tenner. I might even send off for it. It's great, isn't it? And you send it. Where do you send it to? You send it to the land of sex and mystery. Cleethorpes. Cleethorpes. All these exotic titles, and you buy it in Cleethorpes.
Yeah.
10 quid for 29 vids. That's almost worth it.
There's a bargain there. If you're a bargain hunter, that's got to be it.
If you're a porno bargain hunter, go shopping now,
dream
mate.
come true.
Should we send off it for the show?
Get some good material out of it. Weeks worth of material.
You could, couldn't you?
Put it on expenses.
Let's do it. Send it here.
29 porno videos.
I'll do it. I'll send it off,
29 videos for a tenner. No, I'm not letting you near it. I might start watching them. You've already got your hands in your pockets. And Andy's around. Andy's 50. You're underage, Andy.
Andy the Beaver shouldn't be... Close your ears.
Yeah. If I had a load of calls yesterday saying you shouldn't be there because he's 15. I'm sorry, you can sit in a studio at 15. There's no law against that. If he was working, we were making him do stuff.
Yes.
So he makes a cup of tea every now and again. You know, we're like, you know, as a national radio station, we do kind of check these things out somewhat.
Well, of course.
Plus his school knows he's here as well, so there you go.
They don't.
No, they do.
Oh, yeah. They do.
Well, I should hope so, after the conversations we had with you. Who was that bloke we had to have all those conversations with anyway?
What?
Was he the headmaster?
Who?
The one who kept phoning up saying, I need to do a health and safety check at the building.
Who's that?
Carried on hassling us.
When you first came in.
Who?
What do you mean, who? This guy's got the strangest memory in the world. The guy that phoned up when you first came in, the very first time you came in.
Yeah.
All your teachers
get phoned up saying, well, you have to have a health and safety check at the school and all that. Of the school, of the building.
I didn't know anyone phoned up.
Yes, you did, because we even told you. We even rang you up.
I thought someone faxed, but I didn't think anyone phoned.
Well, faxed, phone, what does it matter? Who was the person?
I don't know.
Well, you must know. Actually, no, they did phone because they spoke to Joe. The
Yeah,
PA.
loads of times.
And Joe was getting really racked up saying, what is this guy like, you know, assaulting a brunei kid or something?
Yeah,
what sort of security we got around this? Yeah, it's like, you know, so, yeah, different regulations. Right, OK, 08700 40 50 60. Let's don't go away, Stuart. This is interesting because we've got Tony over here. Tony, how you doing?
Hello.
Tony, morning.
Morning to you.
Apparently you've had a hair transplant.
Yeah, I've had a couple.
Fabulous. Have you had the whole damn lot done or what?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. I was quite follically challenged before.
So did you have the old, you know, apple corer on the back of the neck job?
No, that's the old way. That's the John Cleese look.
Oh, right.
Or the Tony Blackburn look, or should I have said that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're on your own on that. So the old way was to do that. What do they do now then?
Well, they take it out. They take from the back and the sides, and they take individual hairs and replace on top where you lost your hair.
Oh, right.
And then in about 6 months' time, it starts growing back. It's a long process, but it does work.
And how bald were you?
How bald was I? I have to confess now, do I?
Yeah.
I was receded quite a bit. The reason I've had 5 done is because, like, the original hair sort of fell out. Not the stuff they did, but what I had left started falling out, so I just had to replace it.
Oh, so were they running out of places to replace it from?
Yeah, they was starting to look at the pubic area, actually.
Really?
No, I'm joking.
I was going to say, that opens up to all sorts of abuse, doesn't it?
It certainly does. No, but it does work. I'm here to tell you that.
So now you have a normal head of hair?
A reasonable head of hair. Obviously not what I had when I was 20, but...
yeah, but a little bit of, baldness doesn't matter, does it?
No, I mean, I'd look silly with the kind of hairline that I had at 20, but it does work.
So they don't just obviously just pull the hair out. How far do they get into the root kind of thing?
Well, I only saw it, they kind of say, do you want to have a look at what we're doing? And I said no, because I'm kind of squeamish.
So they freeze your head?
Yeah, they freeze your head with an injection. It's like going to the dentist.
So you didn't feel it at all?
No, just a few pricks, but then...
Well, it's the old gag, isn't it? Did you feel a prick? Well, I felt a bit stupid, you know.
We're talking about crispy boils again, aren't we? He nicked your act, didn't he?
Absolutely.
I think
Filthy swine.
they should knock him down and build something useful, shouldn't they, really?
They've got to start. So listen, so when the injection's worn off, have you got any pain then?
Only on the first one, but I think it was because I wasn't used to the process. But after that, it didn't hurt at all. I mean, I had a mild headache the following day after the first one, but I'm here to say it does work.
Big question though, Tony, what does it cost?
That's the big question. It was, in total, I've forked out between 5 and 6 grand.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's money well spent, though.
Well, I'm going to sound like an advert now, but I can talk and swim and do all that sort of stuff now. And it's increased my confidence. I mean, I'm a sad bastard, I know, but I...
How old are you, Tone?
I'm 40.
Okay. No, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. A lot of people spend... Nobody blinks as if somebody spends 6 grand on boobs being done or eye tucks or whatever, and I would put the hair thing above all of that in the level of importance.
Well, yeah, because it's a bad thing for fellas. You know, it's quite... most guys now just shave their heads, but I just didn't... we were talking about black guys earlier, with afros and that kind of thing. Black guys look great with a bald head, because they've got that better-shaped head than us.
Yeah.
But whiteys just look crap when we shaved it off. We look like Grant Mitchell, you know?
So this didn't... And now it doesn't look like... You know, whereas you used to get the old dot-to-dot look with the... As you were saying, you know, the old hair transplant, this doesn't look anything like that. It's a straightforward...
No, if you pull back my hairline, it's just as it was. It's just single hairs. Yeah. They put single hairs at the front, and then towards the back, they do kind of what they call double hairs grow on it.
How long does it take?
What, to do?
Yeah.
Between 2 and 3 hours. But they kind of anaesthetise you. Is that the right word? Did I say that right?
Anaesthetise, yeah.
Thank you, I'm glad I said that. Something I wanted to say, but my teeth didn't. They kind of put you under, but you're not actually under, but it's like you don't care what's going on.
Yeah.
It's one of those wonder drugs, you know?
Sure. And did you have to have it done in certain stages? Can they only do so much at one time?
I think if I'd been totally bald, I could have had the lot done in one go, but that would have been about 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you have to find a reputable one. I found a good one.
That strikes me as still quite quick, though, to remove a single hair each time. That's...
Well, they take a line off the back of your head. They just sort of go right under the roots and take it and then replace it on top. So you got.
But they're doing each individual hair at each...
Yeah, and they just, like, they kind of prick your head with, like, I don't know, like some kind of scalpel, and then put the hair underneath it.
So, but the odd one must die, surely?
Yeah, they say 90% will grow back.
Yeah.
They guarantee 90%.
But you no regrets at all on it?
No, I'm very happy with it. I mean, like I said, it has increased my confidence.
Of course it has, yeah.
I was a sad git. I was wearing that spray-on hair before, you know?
Jimmy White advertised that, didn't he?
No, Jimmy White actually's got strand by strand.
Yeah, but didn't he advertise it at one point, the spray-on?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Jimmy White's strand by strand is
I saw people buy that, and it didn't look anything like Jimmy White's hair. It was a total injustice, really. Just before we hit the news, don't go over hanging on. This is Mark, who's down at... Mark, how you doing?
All right, Ian.
Good. It wasn't you that sent us the facts, was it?
No.
But you did send off for this offer?
Well, not this particular one, but I've sent off for similar ones, yeah.
What, where you get, like, 29 videos for a tenner?
Well, not 20, I was like 20 or something like that.
Yeah, what were they like?
Well, you don't get them. What you do is you send off the money in £10, £5, whatever, and what you do is the people just send you back a sort of bit of paper with a writing on it saying this is a voucher, we've run out of stocks of these videos, and they send you a big catalogue with the expensive videos as well, so you're basically losing out. It's gone.
Really?
Yeah. I fell for it.
So you've still got the voucher?
Well, I've been that ages ago.
But that's the idea, that you have the voucher afterwards?
Yeah, it's supposed to be, you know, you can use it whenever, but, I mean, if you get a £5 voucher and the videos are like 30 quid, you know.
How bizarre. I'm grateful, Mark.
All right, okay.
You've warned us there.
Right, bye.
Thank you very much. In fact, Darren did send us another fax that comes through that says, you have to sign something saying, I hereby declare I am not a police officer or a member of any law enforcement body. I'm 18 years of... Why just declare you're not a copper? Is that to make it sound as if it's something really special? Dear hardcore porn fans, please find enclosed your 29 video shorts. As you are no doubt aware, to supply explicit hardcore filth is fraught with danger in the UK. In particular, hardcore filth. In particular, if it's supplied direct from an advertising campaign within the media. For those reasons, we have supplied you with material that no busybody could complain was obscene or degrading. However, don't foam at the mouth, spit teeth, allow steam to exit your ears, or write threatening to break our legs. We do have good news, bloody good news. The catalogue we have enclosed contains the hardest, most bizarre and way-out porn you could ever wish for. The type of material that the busybodies would string us up for. This is the type of filth that the Europeans thrive on, but we in Britain are not supposed to view. Now, sod that. So they don't... So you order these videos and they actually write you back saying we haven't given you them. We've given you another set of videos.
Basically, you just give them a tenner, and they send you a voucher that you can spend on their catalogue.
Yeah, but that's not this one. That's a different one.
This is a different one, but that's the kind of...
That's an outrage.
That's the deal, I think.
Ridiculous. You're hanging on, don't go away. Do not go away. 08700 40 50 60.
Super smashing lovely.
Oh, shut up. Oh, shut up. Bloody hell! Oh, shut up. Bloody hell! Oh, shut up. Bloody hell!
Your member is everything.
Whip me. Whip me.
I don't believe in doggy style.
On the hour, every hour, from the Sky News Centre. This is Talk Radio News.
HIV test offered to mums calls for tougher gun laws in the States, and Garcia leads the USPGA. Good morning, it's 4 o'clock. I'm Ricky Salmon. The government is stepping up its efforts to cut the number of people with AIDS by offering an HIV test to pregnant women. It's hoped the test will reduce the number of babies with the virus, but the move could prompt fears taking an HIV test will affect life insurance premiums. A man in his 30s has been charged with killing a pensioner in Leicester. 72-year-old Wilfred Marchant was stabbed to death in a street. The man was also been charged with the attempted murder of another man and a 12-year-old boy who tried to shield his younger brother, who was also being attacked. The American Attorney General is calling on Congress to seriously consider tougher gun legislation. It follows the shooting at a Jewish daycare centre in L.A. Burford Farrer has been charged with 5 counts of attempted murder and the murder of a postal worker. Janet Reno is appealing for the American people to stand together.
In these next days, I ask you to reach out to the Jewish and Asian communities and to others who have been the victims of hate. Let us stand as one nation, united in respect for each other, and united against threats to any one of us.
A mother from Worthing is to get compensation after she was given misleading information about her choice of secondary school for her son. West Sussex Council is to pay her £350 after it decided to exclude her home from the school's catchment area, even though it was just 6 minutes walk away. Spaniard Sergio Garcia is at the top of the leaderboard in the first round of the USPGA Championship in Illinois. He's in the clubhouse on 6 under par. Lee Westwood is also the leading Brit on 2 under. Nick Faldo is 1 under, and Colin Montgomery is on level par. The Open champion Paul Lawrie's on 1 over par. Manchester United are expected to sign South African Quinton Fortune later. The midfielder, who played in the 1998 World Cup, had a medical in Manchester. His move to Old Trafford's costing £1.5 million after he turned down a transfer to Spanish side Valladolid. George Michael, Robbie Williams and The Cause are among the stars set to perform in a series of special concerts on the internet. They'll appear in 3 concerts in London, New York and Geneva. The proceeds from NetAid will help Kosovo refugees and Africa. From the Sky News Centre, this is Talk Radio News.
Well, in terms of the weather, we're looking at a fairly kind of mild night, apart from the areas where it isn't. And it's important we point those out now, particularly the northern areas of Scotland, where you could expect a very wet night. In fact, heavy rain taking place in a lot of areas there. Completely north of Scotland. Rest of the country, it's going to be the odd scatter in a shower, the odd bit of drizzle knocking around, some mist on coastal areas all around the UK early on, eventually clearing. Nighttime temperatures, though, averaging at a ridiculous, to be quite frank, 10 Celsius, which is something like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. In fact, it is.
This is Talk Radio. Across the UK on 1053 and 1089 AM medium wave. With Ian Collins.
Take it from the top. 1, 2.
Fire away. I'm thinking, you filthy pack of dirty old beasts. Dirty bassets. Dirty, dirty bassets. I'm telling this country now. Filthy, 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 filthy women. Hello?
Hi, I think I might have a bit of a golden issue here.
Are you sure about this?
I have to tell you something very important. It's not pink, it's not hot, it's not sweet. It's ganja, man, you know.
What a melodic evening that was, my darling. What a lovely night. What a lovely night with Johnny and Sid and the boys.
Through the Night with Ian Collins, only on Talk Radio.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Go ahead, London.
You guys are so horny. Nobody does it better.
Ian Collins and the creatures of the night.
Look, Jerky, I don't need to talk to you.
Brace yourself.
Yeah. All right, so I stand corrected on the screen detail, because we did get a mail from John, and he said that it made millions worldwide.
Thank you very much, John.
But he did put the most ridiculous comment on there. It was supposed to capture the mood of a new generation, of which you're not part of.
Well, there you go. I think John's a bit right there, actually.
What does that mean? Does that mean that any film that's made after a certain time you can't watch?
No, there was a whole Brat Pack feel to it, and you're just too old for that kind of thing, you know?
Well, a Brat Pack thing is something that I would have been around when it was going.
No, but the whole
So you wouldn't have been able to understand it.
The whole kind of feel to the movie was it was a young movie. It was a young movie.
It wasn't a young movie. How can you say? I don't even understand the comment. That it's supposed to encapsulate the mood of a new... What's the mood of a new generation? Go around hacking each other to bits.
No, there was definitely something about that film that was more than just, there was an attitude to it.
Oh, we gotta have an attitude.
Seriously?
I'm young and got an attitude.
It's a really good
Nobody
movie.
ever had an attitude before 1997, did they?
Well, no, but
there's no such thing.
But that attitude was 1997 rather than 1977.
But what's that mean? What does it mean? The attitude of what?
You just encapsulated a mood.
No, because but last time we discussed Scream, we had a bundle of folk ringing in who were exactly your age. You said they thought it was crap as well.
And we had an even bigger bundle saying how marvellous it was.
No, we didn't. It was about 50-50, thank you very much.
Scream was a massive movie. And it was...
Yeah, all right, I'll stand corrected on the money side.
Thank you very much. Well, there you go. I win.
It was there, but
you lose.
No bigger than any other film.
Yeah, it was. That's the whole point.
No, it would never go down as a classic. I mean, people don't actually talk about Scream as that classic film.
I think it will go down as a classic horror.
Never.
Go down in my...
Not in my lifetime, it won't.
It will do.
It won't.
Top 5, mate.
But I don't understand that, that you have to be a certain generation to understand it. I mean, if that's the case, then the parallels with, as you were saying, Halloween, Friday the 13th, and all of those, I mean, are just exactly the same. I mean, when I watched those films the first time around, I didn't think, this is appealing to my generation. I never saw a film where I felt that the case. Unless you're talking about a kids' film. I mean, to me, there are kids' films, there are adult films. I'm not aware of the ones in the middle. Unless they're girly films. That's a whole different genre.
Yeah.
The Champ was on last Sunday.
Was it?
I never did see that.
I missed out on that one, actually, as well.
You see it the first time around?
Missed out. Eddie, you seen that?
I think that... No, I haven't, actually.
It's got some little blonde kid in it and makes you cry a lot.
That ranked up alongside to Flight of the Navigator and all that sort of rubbish.
Flight of the Navigator?
It's on every other week, isn't it, Flight of the Navigator?
Is it? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, movies that are on TV, all the time.
Yeah.
There's that
what's the Eddie Murphy and Jamie Lee one? Trading Places.
Trading Places.
Every 3 months that movie's on BBC.
It is a fantastic film.
Oh, it's great, yeah.
Yeah. But you don't really want to watch it every 3 months.
True.
Okay, fair enough. Right, let's don't go away, Tommy. With you in a second. 08700 40 56. This is Stuart. Stuart is in lovely Luton. Stuart, how you doing?
Yeah, all right, Ian. Long time no speak.
Good stuff.
How the devil are you, sir?
Have you heard from us yet?
No, I haven't.
Have you not?
No, I was going to give Pete an earful.
He's got the detail because when you mailed it, I gave it through to him.
Oh, good. I sent it about a dozen times.
I know you did.
I wasn't sure if you got it.
Anyway, no, definitely.
Oh, right. I was going to slap his ears anyway.
Mind you, he did actually tonight. I mean, even I didn't know this, because, I mean, some people mail, some people write, whatever.
Yeah.
And he produced this big file on his desk. I was like, what the hell's that? He said, that's the work experience file.
My work experience file.
I never saw a file so big.
Yeah. Oh, my life.
Very organised.
I never saw anything so large.
I'm very organised. Stuart, you're coming towards the top of the list, mate.
I am.
Yeah.
Good news.
Good news. Anyway.
Oh, right. I was going to slap his ears over that Scream comment because it's basically a load of rubbish compared to the original Halloween and Amityville, all that sort of stuff anyway. I mean, they are classics now, and Scream will never be a classic.
Yeah. Fair point.
And the second thing was, how about turning the whole country Buddhist?
Buddhist?
Buddhist. We should all be Buddhist, Ian.
Chill out and forget it all.
Yeah, we get danced around in a nice little saffron robe and you can, play with those little finger symbols.
Yeah, but you can't stand on ants.
Well, that's a minor detail, but, hey, live and let live type thing.
That's true.
Yeah, and I've got a Fat Pat update.
A Fat Pat update?
Yeah, I saw her yesterday.
Did you?
I did indeed.
Where was she?
She was doing a bit of eclipse watching and doing some filming as well.
In Luton?
In Whipsnade Zoo, believe it or not.
Pat was in Whipsnade Zoo, what, was it the elephant pit or what?
No, she was in the giraffe enclosure with a mate of mine who works up there.
What was she doing?
She was doing a bit of filming for a new Whipsnade series on Anglia TV.
With Pat Butcher?
Oh, Fat Pat. Yeah.
How do they arrive at that decision? It always goes in with our constant theories of how certain people get cast for certain gigs. Let's do a programme about Whipsnade Zoo. Who should we get? Oh, Pat Butcher, she'd be good.
No, what it was, Anglia wanted to do the series anyway, and they had no idea who they wanted for it. So they actually asked celebrities who wanted to do it, who fancied doing this gig, and old Pat's a bit of a conversationalist.
Yeah, she is.
Stuff.
Who asked? Agony? Did you say?
Anglia.
Oh, Anglia.
Yeah, and she volunteered to do it.
All right.
So, she wasn't asked to do it, she volunteered, and this is the second series now.
Volunteered her service. Is it a good series?
It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, she goes up to the zoo quite regularly, actually, just to see how things are going in her spare time, like.
Fabulous.
Like, she's well into it.
Superb.
Yeah.
There we go.
And if you want a good horror film, Event Horizon.
Event Horizon?
Yeah, with Sam Neill and Samuel Jackson, I think it is.
All right, it sounds great.
It is a brilliant film.
Event,
really dark, gothic, sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
It's a really good film, though. You've got to see it. It's a real jumpy bunny job.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it thrillery as well?
Yeah. There's a lot of that all goes in there.
Event Horizon. Right, I've written it down.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Lovely. Thank you, Stuart.
That's all right, mate.
See you later.
And I look forward to hearing from you soon. I was going to come down and set fire to Pete.
Definitely. See you later.
Take it easy, mate.
Shut up. 08700 40 50 60. Listen, right. It's time for...
It's old fart or young and smart.
Absolutely. It's old fart or young and smart. And we all know what that means. It means we're on the lookout now for a couple of people.
It's old fart or young and smart.
Which means we are looking for somebody who's over the age of 70 and somebody who's under the age of 23.
It's old fart or young and smart.
And the idea is with this, it's a bit of fun. You're not against anything here. There's no pressure. It literally is just a bit of fun. So don't be wary about coming on the radio and thinking, oh, no, I can't do that. It's going to be... It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. That's not the point. It's just a giggle, OK? We phone you back as well, so don't worry about phone bills. If you're selected to play, we phone you back. No worries there. We are looking for two people. We're looking for one person who's like over the age of 70 and one person who's under the age of 23. So it's over 70 and under 23. And then we'll ask each person 3 questions pertaining to the other person's lifestyle and era. That's how it works, OK? Somebody over 70, please. Somebody under the age of 23. And we need both. 08700 40 50 60. So if you're over 70, even if you don't normally call, you fancy a bit of a giggle, it's just a laugh. There's no muck, there's no pressure on you, there's no one taking the mick or anything like that. It's just a giggle. You must be over 70 or under 23. We just need one person from each group to play. 3 questions pertaining to the other person's lifestyle. And that's as simple as that. It's just a bit of a laugh. So, yeah, I mean, that's not that hard to get your head around. Dead simple. So if you fancy it, maybe you don't normally call, think, yeah, I'll go for some of that. I'll have a large dose of that, eh? If that's the case, then call us 08700 40 50 60, and we will call you back. One person over 70, one person under the age of 23. I'm going to give both sets, one of each, to play the game, and we've got to get one of each to make it work. 08700 40 50 60. It's called...
It's old fart or young and smart.
And which one will know most about the other person's lifestyle? It's just a bit of a giggler. Simple, straightforward stuff. Lines are now open on that one. Get calling. Tommy is in Cumbria. Tommy, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, all right. What do you got for us?
Hair detail.
Yeah.
I've got curly hair.
Have you?
Curly hair, yeah. I used to have long hair, and it's a bit crap, but...
So, you used to have long curly hair?
Yeah.
So why
did it...
So, I suppose when you've got curly hair and it's tight to your head, it's curly, and then as you grow it, it becomes wavy, does it?
Yeah, it kind of went into ringlets at the ends and looked really sort of girly.
That's very dubious.
It's very, very dubious.
You've got to get rid of the ringlets.
Yeah.
That's Bonnie Langford stuff. So, what do you do now, then? What's the score now?
Now it's about 2 inches long, spiked up, bleached.
How do you get the spikes up?
Spikes?
Yeah, how do you stop it curling?
Soap.
Soap?
Yep.
So if you
use gel, but it just like sort of goes... Mew.
So when you wake up in the morning, it's actually still curly?
When I wake up in the morning, it's usually still spiked, because it just brush it back up again into there.
And if you sleep in one position...
Yeah.
Which you do after a few ales, then it stays where it is.
Yeah.
Because you know when you sleep in one position, don't you? Because your hair is just, messed up in one place. You know do you know what I mean? You wake up and you think, I must have had a good night's sleep. Or I must have been comatose, because, I've just got this one patch on my head where it's gone... So that's what you do.
It was quite funny. Yesterday, I was busking in town.
Yep.
So bit of beer money and that.
Mm-hmm.
And this little lad walked past with his dad, and he goes, "That's what I want to look like." And his dad just absolute creased up laughing.
I don't know. That's
about 7 years old. You know, you said about idols and stuff. How you never wanted to look like someone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that little lad.
There he is. I don't know what's better, getting a 7-year-old wanting to look like you, or his old man laughing at you. I'm not quite sure which.
Oh, celebrity gossip.
Yeah.
Absolute bombshell I heard today. I was watching Neighbours. My mate pipes up. Oh, you know Libby and Carl?
Who?
Libby and Carl Kennedy in Neighbours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently in real life they're married.
Is that right?
Couldn't believe it. It's that's sick. It's incestuous.
That's outrageous.
It's shocking. It's
who was the one who nearly drowned today? Oh, we thought he'd drowned.
Oh, that guy, I can't remember his name. Sarah's...
That was the most predictable scene in the world. I never saw a scene so bad in my life. Come on, stop mucking about. John? Oh, my God.
Rushing into the water.
Out of the way, hey! Never thought that would happen. Fabulous. Tommy.
Couldn't see that one coming a mile off.
No, not at all. Thanks very much.
That's quite all right.
Speak to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
See ya. 08700 40 50 60. Right, we need our older person still. We need our older person. We're still without a 70-plus person?
Yeah, we got a young dude.
A young dude who's 19. We now need somebody who's over 70.
That's right, over 70 years old.
And we know there is a whole wad of people over 70 listening to this show.
They love us.
So poor James cannot get on with this until
we find an oldie.
Until we find somebody who's 70-plus.
That's it.
Well, it's normally the other way around. We normally get in a lady with a 70-plus and then have trouble finding the under 23.
Yeah.
What happened there, then?
It's old fart or young and smart.
It is indeed, but you've got to be... We're looking for somebody who's over 70 now, please, to play 08700 40 50 60. Don't worry, we will call you back. We will call you back. No worries there. And don't think you're under any kind of, intellectual pressure to take part in a very important quiz or anything. I mean, this is anything but that. It matters not a jot if you get none right. It's just a laugh. It's 3 questions pertaining to each other's lifestyle. That's all it is. If you're over 70, fancy a giggle, 08700 40 50 60.
Here's a special message for members of the Talk Radio Matchmaker. If the Talk Radio Matchmaker has brought love into your life recently, we want to hear from you. If we use your story on air, you could win a great prize, and one lucky couple will win a romantic weekend in rural Northumberland as VIP guests of the exclusive Slaley Hall Hotel. Write to us with your matchmaker stories today at Talk Radio Matchmaker, P.O. Box 1089, London W1A 1PP. If you haven't registered already, pick up the phone now and call 0808 100 1089. Enrollment is simple and easy, and you could be talking to your perfect match later today. Call now, the Talk Radio Matchmaker, 0808 100 1089.
Challenge conventional wisdom with a Saab 9-3. For your nearest Saab dealer, call free on 0800 626 556.
ZYXWVU. At Boots, we know our A to Z of vitamins back to front, and along with our expert advice, we're offering 3 for 2 on selected vitamins. E, D, C, B, A. Want value? Like 3 for 2s. Love Boots. Offer available in most Boots stores until September the 7th. Always follow the suggested daily intake. Vitamins may be beneficial to the elderly.
Hi, I'm Michael Winner, and I love listening to Talk Radio, the home of the big boys' breakfast.
Hello, this is Michael Palin. You're listening to 1053, 1089 AM Talk Radio.
Hello, I'm Bonnie Langford, and you are listening to 1053, 1089 AM medium wave Talk Radio.
I'm James Herbert, and this is Talk Radio.
More stars listening to the new Talk Radio.
Give me roses. I wish he could again, but that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down, but the sun and rain
people writing into the address. Darren's going to send us some stuff, and I think it was Brian. Brian who wanted the address. Talk Radio. Right. Anybody wants the Talk Radio address to write? It's Ian Collins, voice of the common man. If you want to put that on there, it's P.O. Box 1089. P.O. Box 1089, London W1A 1PP. P.O. Box 1089, London W1A 1PP. Mark it for my attention. Ian Collins, Talk Radio. Yeah, Talk Radio. P.O. Box 1089, London W1A 1PP. And that goes out to everybody. In fact, we had about 4 faxes for all different reasons. Videos, photographs, and all sorts. Trevor says, I must say how disgusted I am with you. You're a disgusting man. You should be banned for talking about those videos. I shall make a complaint to the highest level. It's an outrage. Dear Ian, Pete, Urban Eddie, and Andy the Beaver, says Mac. A suggestion my mate Ross gave me to win £1,000 for advertising your show was to get a large banner on the track when there is a special race in Glasgow between Britain and the USA. All the big sprinters will be there, and there'll be lots of TV coverage. He tried to do it last year, but Roger Black's head got in the way. Trust him. Now, we'd also appreciate your help to get the left-hand side of the countdown used more, because it's never used. The what? What does that mean? One last thing. The people who help Prince Charles dress don't do much. They just hold his ears to the side of his head so he can put his top on. That's quite possible. That's all it is. It's just a jumper thing. Nothing more than that. Thank you very much for that, Mac. Wonderful. Kevin says, I'm sending you 10 quid. Could you please send me the 29 videos you talked about? Clifford, can you please give me the address for the photos? Yeah, I just gave it out. Again, another one there. Oh, loads of address detail. Talk Radio, P.O. Box 1089, London W1A 1PP. John says, you're right about The House, worst movie ever. I think there were 5. The best horror film ever is Dawn of the Dead. Thank you, Johnny, for that. Intergalactic Beastie Boy. The Beastie Boys are 3 people. Yeah. More next show. Oh, well, Mark's just giving us some detail. Right, so yeah, King or Drog. Okay, Mike Diamond. Adrock got arrested in England for allegedly starting a riot. Can't believe that. Annie from Worcestershire says, hello, Ian and Crits. I bet you thought I'd forgotten. Well, no, still haven't heard of the chance to wear my new dress. Don't you just feel sorry for me? Hope you're well. Did you manage to see the eclipse? Although we were in little old Bewdley. Didn't get to see it totally. Is that supposed to be? Yeah. It's pretty amazing, especially the reflection of the crests on the leaves of the trees. Anyway, Chuck, see you real soon. Only 20 weeks to go. Sandy wants to come to the Brit Awards with me. The guy who played Oliver says Jezebeth. Mark Lester, of course, attended stage school in London, England as a young child and made his film debut in Allée France. 1964, at the age of 6, he made countless TV appearances and became very well known in England. Worldwide fame developed as a result of his portrayal of a stuttering child in Our Mother's House. 1967. Producers of Oliver in 1968 auditioned 250 child actors for the title role and finally chose Mark Lester. Many roles for TV, film and stage followed. His last major film was Cross Swords in 1977. He now lives with his wife and 2 children in Cheltenham in England. He and his wife are osteopaths. That's what they are. That's what they are.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Now we know. Now we know. And there was, so this video thing, they literally, you send off for these videos.
What an old cod.
And then they write back saying, we're not going to enclose you the ones that...
But we've given you a voucher, so you can't even get your money back either.
So does this one give you a voucher as well? The one that we got the...
I know, it says at the top, find enclosed your 29 video shorts, but... Then it sort of carries on and says about all the rest.
We have supplied you with material that no, but yeah, so that's, they're not supplying you what they say here then?
No.
Well, how the hell do they get away with
get
that?
on the case.
That's ridiculous.
Maybe it's one for the scam busters.
Well, I think it could be.
The Extreme Vid Scandal.
I think it should be.
Extreme filth, scandal porn.
Scott would love that.
He would. I've got so many emails and faxes to still do, and I'm really going to promise to try and get through them all, because I know people, you know, go to the trouble of writing something out, and then for it not to be read or even acknowledged is not the right thing. Anyway, right now, it's time for this.
It's old fart or young and smart.
Young and smart, and welcome to the hottest quiz show on British radio with your host, Ian, voice of the common man, Collins, adjudicated by Papa Peter Harris, also Urban Eddie and Andy the Beaver, making sure everything goes off just the way it should do, which is fabulous. Who's that? Interference. Hello, James.
Hello.
How are you?
Not too bad, thanks.
Fabulous Coventry.
That's right.
19 years old?
That's correct.
Do you like the film Scream?
Not too bad.
Okay, that's good, that's good. Anyway, what do you do?
I work for a company called MR Data. I'm a scanner.
Mm-hmm. A scanner?
It's a bit boring, to be honest. Trying to get out as quick as I can.
Okay. That's all right. What about, like, in your spare time when you're not doing your scanning?
When I'm doing my scanning? Spend a lot of time with my girlfriend in various places. Play football quite a lot.
Yeah, who do you follow in football terms?
Oh, unfortunately, I don't really want to say, but Everton.
Everton?
Yeah.
How did that come about? You're in Coventry.
Oh, no, it was in the mid-'80s when Everton-Liverpool dominated. I thought, well, I've got to choose one of them.
When Everton used to have a football team?
That's right. Not got a football team anymore.
There you go. Sad day. Welcome along, James.
Thank you very much.
Very welcome to this happy little quiz of ours here. Let's meet your opponent. She is in lovely Barnsley. It's Laura. Hello, Laura.
Morning.
How are you?
Oh, I'm okay. Managing to survive.
Fantastic. Listen, isn't it strange? Every person we have on who's over 70 never sounds over 70. You sound about 26.
Oh, I say, that's refreshing.
You're 72?
Yeah.
Fabulous. Has it gone quick, 72 years?
The world seems to sometimes in a long time.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, how does I say? I'm suffering a bit at the moment with my back. I hurt it digging a plant up in the garden.
Did you?
And so I've got to take it slowly, because I can't bend very well at the moment, which is most annoying, because I've started playing bowls.
Oh, have you? You've got to do it. Is that compulsory when you get to 70? You have to start playing bowls?
No, I thought it was an old person's game, but it's refreshing.
I didn't know if it was part of the deal that you don't get your pension unless you take up bowls.
Oh, dear.
In fact, they could kill two birds with one stone and give out the pension at the bowls club.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea, would it?
Wouldn't be a bad idea at all. So, that keeps you nice and busy then, yeah?
Yes, and doing something good to folk each day, if you can.
Fabulous. Yeah. Good for the spirit of the mind, as they say.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely. So anyway, this is James, your opponent. Say hello to James, Laura.
He said, what's your second name?
Hi, Jen.
James. Hello, James. James.
Hi. Hi there.
Are you paying
Sorry.
attention here? We've been hearing your conversation.
So I'm just having a little bit of a chat with my friends.
Oh, are you? That's all right. Say hello to Laura.
Hi, Laura.
Hi, James.
So this is Laura versus James. This is Coventry versus Barnsley here. What we're going to do here, we're going to ask, first of all, we'll start off with James. We're going to ask James 3 questions, all about the lifestyle of an older person. Is that all right, James?
That is.
Fabulous. What I'll do after each question, I'll ask you, Laura, if you think you know the answer, because these are kind of more your thing. But don't give me the answer, all right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just ask if you think you'd know, and then afterwards we'll reverse the whole thing, and we'll ask Laura 3 questions pertaining to the lifestyle of a younger person. Fabulous. That's how it all works. So, James, first of all, are you ready, James?
As ready as I'm ever going to be.
Brains in first gear, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, fabulous. Here comes your first question. Name the self-appointed old bag dubbed the Queen of Censorship because of her hatred of sex and violence on TV.
Self-appointed old bag of double queen. Mary Whitehouse. Mary Whitehouse?
Hang on a second, you've got 77 people helping you there.
No, I haven't. I'm working with a team of 4 people.
Team of 4
and
people?
They're all under 40.
You sure?
Very sure.
So you're going for Mary Whitehouse?
Oh, that's what I'm going to go for.
Laura, without telling me, do you think you'd know the answer to that?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Right, James. Next question. Okay? Can you turn your radio off? Because it's feeding back.
Hang on, I'll just move out of the way. Is that all right?
Much better. Next question, yeah?
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go. Who are the company that specialises in old people's holidays?
Sorry, could you just repeat that?
Who are the company that specialises in old people's holidays? There's many, but there's a well-known one.
Saga.
You're saying Saga?
That's what I'm going to say, yep.
Mm-hmm. All of you saying Saga?
all 4 of us. Even.
4 of you, 96 there. Laura, would you know the answer to that?
Well, yeah.
Okay, all right. Next question to James. James?
Okay, yeah, I'm here. Final question,
Suddenly gone very noisy there.
Train going past.
Oh, is it? Strange things happening at your end there, aren't there?
Very strange.
Name a George Formby tune.
Name a George Formby tune. When I'm cleaning windows.
Okay. Would you know one of those, Laura?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Right, let's, in that case, twist the whole thing around here and start by going to you now, Laura, with your questions. And James, be on the listen out, because I might kind of ask you if you know these as well, all right?
Yes, no problem.
Fabulous. Right, okay, Laura, these are your questions. Who is Marilyn Manson?
No idea.
No idea at all. Do you want to take a guess?
Unless she's one of these new film stars or models or something.
So if you had a choice of, say, somebody in film or somebody in, like, singing, what would you say?
Well, okay, in singing then.
Sing, okay, go for it. Yeah, you're saying he's a famous singer, that's fine. Would you know that, James?
I certainly do. Was that a bit of a hint you gave there?
No, not at all.
Not at all, no.
Not at all. James and his football team. Not sure up to there. This is the next question for you, Laura. Name any one of the 3 adult cable channels. Adult sex cable channels.
Sorry, not into that.
Well, no, you don't have to be to know it. No idea at all.
No. I'm not into cable.
Big in Barnsley, you know.
Well, maybe, but...
You know when they went round digging up all the roads? That's what they were doing, laying cable. Could you name one of those, James?
I know all 3.
I bet you do as well.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah. What's he like, Laura, eh?
Pardon?
What's he like, eh?
I think he sounds a very bright young man, actually, so why does he need the help of 3 people?
Absolutely, James. Good point, James.
A very good point, yeah. I'm sorry, I can only apologise. I'm now on my own.
Are you?
Yes.
Well, yeah, so now you've got through your round.
No, I answered
Yeah.
myself anyway. A little bit of help on the first one, I have to admit.
Okay, right. Next question then, Laura. Complete the title of this famous US cartoon. Beavis and...
Way over my head, I'm sorry, I sound so stupid.
No, you don't sound stupid at all. Not at